8 years of marketing advice in 70 minutes.
I faced my father.
Hey guys, Mark here. In this video, I'm going to be going over 8 years worth of marketing
Bro's
advice.
jacked. I trust him.
But watched his stance and waited for my moment. When our fists met, it was not rage, but proof that I had grown beyond boyhood. He struck with the memory of power, and I answered with the force of youth. So
let's watch this.
I have worked 10 to 14 hours every single day, basically without exception, over the last 8 years. I've spent tens of millions of dollars on paid ads, and I have made a lot of really stupid and expensive mistakes.
Does this guy really think, or is this guy just a liar?
I am making this video because I wish that somebody told me everything in this video before I ever got my toes into marketing. Just so we're clear, this is not going to be one of those videos where I say, oh, in order to have good marketing, you need to make a good hook. No, we all know that's surface level, and you're here for something deeper.
Am I?
You're here for the real truth. So this video is going to be me stripping...
XREL, thanks for the follow. EpicDB, thanks for the resub. Jimbo, thanks for the full send. Army Girl, thanks for the 10 gifted subs. W Army Girl, W Jimbo Zoomer, W XREL, XD, EpicDB, Acadius. This man doesn't wear any shirts in his videos. He must be really smart and know what he's talking about. I need to listen to this.
Away all the noise and telling you actually what works right now with marketing. And since this is going to be a pretty beefy video, I'm going to be breaking this down into 4 sections. Section number 1 is how to think. Section number 2, how to create. Section 3, how to understand the math. And section number 4, what I refer to as the multiplier. If you actually learn and implement everything in this video, this will be the most valuable video that you have watched all year. And just as some quick proof, in the last 30 days, in just one of my brands, we've done over $2 million in revenue profitably.
Interesting. It looks real to me.
And in just one of my ad accounts, just over the last few years, spent just under $4 million. Now, in order to become good at marketing, first we have to understand how to think. Because if you start to think like a marketer, you've actually already lost. Instead, you should be thinking like a mad scientist.
His dad never had time for him when he was a boy. His dad never showed him how to make friends. The big-headed farmer was very sad and lonely. Just an excerpt from a
dude
book.
That's funny shit.
Big-headed farmer.
That's good. I'd buy that book.
I believe that everything in marketing boils down to one single word. And if you're able to properly understand this one single word and think through the lens of this one single word, everything else becomes substantially easier. And the one word that I'm referring to here is going to be contrast. Probably not the word that you were expecting. So let me kind of explain what I mean here. In order to become good at marketing, the best marketers are able to create the widest range of contrast. Now, when I think of the word contrast, you can think of in photography or videography, it's the ability to make something stand out from the background, to be able to stand out from the noise.
Try not to come during sex. Think of Sneeko. Think of Sneeko. Think of Sneeko.
In web development, this is used as well. And you can see a really good example of having a good contrast ratio would be something like having
the rat race never ends. This is our eternal struggle. The only problem is like, it's too funny. It's too disruptive. Nothing is promised. Hit the follow button if you're not following. This is good, but it is like a little disruptive.
Text on a black background or something like this, or maybe you've seen this warm paper. All of these have very high contrast. Now, on the other hand, you have an example of low contrast where the text here is clearly not standing out whatsoever. So every ad you create, every piece of content that you create, your job is to create the
rancher who never learned peace. He pushed me away with fists and silence because that's all his own father ever gave him. And in the end, the anger took everything, including his own son. Now the ranch feels empty and I'm left fixing fences. He broke long before he lost me for good.
Wow, that's deep. Thank you, Steve. Hello.
Most amount of contrast in the mind of the customer. This is literally like the origin.
Fuck you, you retarded.
Because everybody's being bombarded by marketing material every single day. It's not about like creating good marketing. It's creating marketing material that is allowing you to stand out from everything else. And so if I'm going to go and enter a new market, this is literally what I'm thinking. I'll go look at the top competitors in the space. I'll go look at top content creators in the space. I'll look at what everybody is doing, and I will ask one simple question, which is, how can I do the exact opposite? How can I see what everybody is doing, what everybody is already being bombarded with every single day, and literally do the polar opposite of, just so I can create the maximum degree of contrast? This is true in every piece of marketing that you've ever, interacted with. If you go and look at your email, and you go and look at the subject lines in the email, 99% of them look the exact same, and therefore they don't stand out because they don't have any degree of contrast. The same is true with your content. The same is true with your ads. The same is true of any piece of marketing material.
You retarded that you don't understand what it's like to wield real
power. That's why I'm structuring this video this way, because if you don't understand this and approach things in a contrarian way, you're immediately just like shooting yourself in the foot, because you're just going to blend in with everybody. A lot of guys are just going,
my Mormon angel, please pay me so I don't go homeless.
That's good.
Just kidding. My parents got like hella money.
to look at what the top guys are doing. Go look at the big brands, the Apple, all these massive companies. And don't get me wrong, there's things to take away from them. But at the same time, most of the marketing material is being ignored in the world. Therefore, you have to be able to create a gap between what people are currently consuming and being able to do something completely different that immediately catches the attention of people. Humans are incredibly habitual creatures, whether that's an addictive habit or a good habit, like reading a book. Your job is literally to break the freaking habit that people have. If you're running ads, you have to break the habit of them scrolling. If you're sending emails, you have to break the habit of them cleaning out their inbox of all the bullshit promotional material that's in there.
Your goal knew peace. Third, so he pushed everyone away with anger until he was gone. If any of you boys are tired of the fighting and noise in your own lives, please come out to the French. We can sit quiet together, fix some fences, no yelling. I'd really like that.
Guys, nice. That's nice. I would do that. Let me do that. I'll do that.
Yes, Mama Jafe, your peanut butter statue is very pretty. Now, please put that knife down.
That doesn't even make any sense, dude. None of that even makes any sense.
To break the pattern. The reason why this is so important, by the way, is because almost every single niche, every single market is just chock full of competition. People talk about blue ocean strategy and red ocean strategy.
Myth to Power is a book I'm writing, and it is real, and it will come out, and I'm not lying, and I'm lying, and it will come out soon, just like the album Bully. I am not lying. It's a real book.
Ireland, my love and my home, may God bless the land of my forefathers and the progeny of this great nation.
That's true.
However, when's the last time you legitimately entered a market and there was zero competition whatsoever? At some level, you're competing against other people. And so I think for the far majority of markets, with very few exceptions, you are in stage 4 sophistication or greater. All right. This is a concept from legendary marketer Eugene Schwartz that basically shows the stages that a market goes through from the time that there is zero competitors, literally nothing there.
Catch this hard drive. Hot potato.
Which would be like level 1 stage sophistication, where you just make a claim, you'll do well. Like when I think the best industry to look at when it comes to stages of sophistication is the cigarette industry. If you go and understand your history of advertising.
If any of you come out to the French, we could go fishing or hunting or wrestle naked in the grass or feed the horses together. We'd just be quiet and peaceful, no fighting or yelling.
That sounds quite nice.
The ranch feels so empty.
That sounds quite nice,
really
Steve.
Like that if you boys want to come.
I want to come. Franson. Steve, I want to come. That's real, Steve.
Irish slaves.
I need to come.
You will never be children of Apollo, you Dionysian scum.
Guys, you can see the birth of a new market go through every single stage here, from level 1 all the way up to level 5. When literally just put an ad on fucking billboard that just says cigarettes, that's level 1 stage of sophistication. But immediately you have to then compete on
real power is strength. Real power is when Apollo does not merely shine, but drags the sun across the sky to blind all those earth dwellers below. Behold you, disgusting filth, that which cleanses through pure strength.
That's good. Thank you.
which would be level 2. And after all the claims get bigger and bigger and bigger to the
ranch.
point where they're not even believable, then you move into stage 3, where you have to build a mechanism. But the point I'm making here is that there's competition in almost any market. So you can't just come in and be average. You have to come in with the mindset of being completely different than even the top competitor in the space, because that's how you can really create your own niche. If you guys are familiar with the book 0 to 1, the whole concept of 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel is basically, if there's this massive mega market, your goal is not to go and try to capture 100% of this mega market. It's just not even feasible. Instead, you should try to capture a smaller market, and your goal ultimately with capturing the smaller market is going to be 100% market share. Your goal is monopoly. But guess what? You can't own 100% of a market if there's competitors everywhere. So again, the point I'm making here is that every market to some degree has competition. So your goal is not to just
sell
resonate
product, make silly Chinaman accent.
most with the customer. Your goal ultimately is to create the highest degree of contrast to stand out from all the shit that people are being bombarded with every single day. Because if you look like everyone else, if your marketing just looks like everybody else's, you immediately blend in. So the question you need to answer is not, how do I market better? It's literally, how do I look nothing like anybody else? How can I be the exact polar opposite of what everybody else is already seeing? And my favorite example to use here is Sam Stolik. Sam Stolik, if somehow haven't heard of him here on YouTube, is one of the top fitness creators.
Ignatz is real promising. A real promising tranny to spin on my Aesir Femme Fatal.
Watching Sam's content,
dude, come on.
that when he had around 10,000 subscribers on his channel. And the reason that I started watching is because if you do a search on YouTube and you look for, fitness content.
Listen up, you slimy little worm.
Oof.
I want you to cease and desist right now. Stop using my name. Stop twisting my words, and stop hiding behind that fake rancher act. The French belongs to real men, not your weak, lying mouth. Back off before I make you regret it.
Dude, don't challenge me, dude. Don't challenge me, bro.
How to get jacked, whatever. Typically see all the videos look the exact same. These super highly produced thumbnails, over enthusiastic creators, like the influencer voice, like they're talking like influencers. And so I know Sam probably didn't do this intentionally, but he's a perfect example of this, because if you look at what everybody is doing, he did the exact opposite. Instead of super highly overproduced thumbnails, didn't have thumbnails at all. He's just using a frame of his video. If you look at the style of fitness content, which
is the future of content on the internet, and I wouldn't mind eating poop with him at the French.
Relatively short form, anywhere from like
Ignatz. Why? Ignatz, stop cutting yourself. This is not Apollonian.
It's crazy it gets Apollonian correct. How does it get Apollonian correct? That's like insane. TTS is too good. Like, it's gotten too good. It's kind of crazy. It legit is just crazy at this point.
Boy, I already beat my own daddy in the dirt when he pushed too far. You think some weak little Paul Town mouth is going to scare me. Keep running it, and I'll come to your door and show you what real ranch hands do to pests. Cease and desist, or I'll put you in the ground next to my old man's anger. Back off.
I'm sorry, Steve. I shouldn't. I'm sorry, Steve. Don't do anything, please.
9 to 15 minutes. He started making videos that were 30 plus minutes long. And there's so many more details here that I could go into. And this isn't just for content, by the way. This is for advertising as well. Whatever it is, you have to look at what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite. I don't know the exact stats, but I do believe that this is one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing fitness account of all time. And it comes down to creating the highest degree of contrast and doing the exact opposite of everybody else. Because most people, they think the reason that he's successful is just because, he was being authentic. Like all these, fitness creators.
Words. I let the old anger rise up again and started talking about beating my daddy and putting people in the ground. That ain't peaceful. I was wrong for it. I'm trying to do better and keep the French quiet. Forgive me.
We forgive you, Steve. We forgive you, Steve, and we apologize we made you that way because we understand the struggle of being a francher and being violent, and we understand the old ways. They come back up. They bubble up sometimes. And so I apologize. We apologize to you as well, dude. We forgive you.
Not authentic. Sam, he's really authentic. That's like the perception, but if you dig deeper,
Hit the
there's
follow
actually
button if you're
so
watching
many
or
things that
enjoying
you
the
can pick
stream.
apart. That's why I said you need to think like a mad
PowerChat.live/Paul
scientist, not like a marketer. Because you think like a scientist, you can start to pick apart all these details that, you know, likely weren't intentional from Sam. Maybe they were. He's a smart dude. It's ultimately about creating all these different variables that are completely different from anything else that people are accustomed to seeing. The reason he was
Corpse
successful
husband.
is his
We're good. Ignatz is here.
high degree of contrast, not
Just
authenticity.
a humble
Even though
crop top salesman.
Is Clavicular back on Kick?
authenticity would be included in this case with the high degree of contrast. Now, a minute ago, I touched on the concept of red ocean theory and blue ocean theory. And if you're not familiar, it's basically just two opposite ends of the spectrum, where if you have a blue ocean over here, there's literally zero competition whatsoever.
My old man used to yell, "Mow the damn lawn, boy." On a 400-acre ranch, I said, "Daddy, the cows don't give a shit about the front yard." He looked at me and said, "If you can't keep that grass straight, how you gonna keep your life straight?" Turns out he wasn't raising a rancher. He was raising a landscaper with daddy issues. I still ain't mowed it. Grass is tall as my regrets.
Dude. That's good.
right-hand side of the screen, of course, you would have the red ocean where there's just
Clavicular
competitors
released from
galore.
jail and unbanned from Kick. I give him 2 weeks before he falls off again. His losing it, dude, I can tell.
Like
Is
you
he really?
basically are immediately stepping into bloody waters, and all the profits are being competed away in the
I
same
was
way
just
that
trying
you'd
a
have
little stand-up routine.
like in economies of scale. If you're starting a new
Clavicular is the
business, or even if you
prophet of
have an
white
existing
identity.
business, the way that this applies to you is I actually don't think there's
Wow.
a right answer here. If you have to choose between a blue ocean and a red ocean, those are both pretty shitty options. You know, like you either have zero market demand over here, the potential is off the charts, of course, but you have zero proven demand of the market, which immediately you're going to have a lot of things
You
not
know,
go your way.
Clav
As a
is
little
just
bonus here,
packing the
one of the
best
most
dick in the
fundamental rules of
game.
market of all time.
That's cool, Paul Town Superfan. That's really cool.
Let
dude.
the red ocean
Taken
flow.
from Eugene Schwartz is mass desire cannot be created. It can only be transferred. So if you're trying to like educate your market, just give up. Instead, you should channel the existing desire into your product. But anyways, back to the point. Blue ocean, of course, it sounds great in theory. You know,
Why does the guy look like really jacked?
Spikulous
Wurzelroot?
J Shitpants will rule world Neilworms.
Why does this guy literally just looks like if
Let me see it.
Wurzelroot was super jacked?
you have unlimited profits virtually, but no proven demand whatsoever. On the red side, you have the exact opposite. You have incredible demand, you have a ton of competition, but you have also a million competitors and all the profits are being competed away, and you're very, very late in the stages of sophistication. And so when I'm talking about contrast, I'm saying you need contrast not just in your marketing material, your content, your ads, etc. You also need it when you're choosing a market to sell in. Because I think the real sweet spot on the spectrum here is right around here. And this is what I call purple ocean theory. I didn't come up with this myself, somebody else did, but this is just how I like to think about it. Now, I actually don't think that a purple ocean is something that
Let's
previously
see
exists.
what our
It's something
super
that you
chatters have to say. Would you touch poop for $1,000? No.
have to create. You know, it's like the saying, oh, you need to find your passion. You don't find your passion, you create it in the same way that you create.
I think Wurzelroot is just Wurzel spelled Wurzelroot. Wurzelroot. Testing here. I am testing.
A phenomenal market, but there's a very specific way you should do it, because what you're
Yeah, it's Wurzelroot.
really doing is you are
Penis inspection day already?
entering a proven market. You're going into a market where there's very clear demand.
I haven't
right?
eaten
Let's say
poop in Tetch Day Wise.
Touch they wise.
you're entering the market for
I
weight
come
loss.
while rubbing my puffy nipples.
With purple ocean theory, you actually carve out a tiny segment of this market and you try to own it 100%.
Good marketing is when him naked on screen. Slop mercantilism.
Ah!
I'm so clever.
With 0 to 1, where you try to shoot for a monopoly. So instead of just making a new offer and having like
this
a
is a good way
supplement
to
that helps
bring out
everybody,
content. This is
lose
actually
weight,
really good,
you try
though.
to carve out something
Jimbo is like
hyper-specific.
legit. Jimbo has like a sixth sense about stuff. That's why I'm even listening to him. That's why I'm like actually trying to make this into a site now.
I got tired of all the noise.
Because
and fake
he's like
labels,
has
so
six. Jimbo has
I
a
went
very
back to
good
my
business
heart.
sense about
Now
specific
just
things.
breathe deep on the
And once you find
ranch,
somebody like that, you
feel my
listen
own
to them and you
chest,
say, okay, this person knows what they're talking
and let
about.
the quiet do its
Jimbo's like a
work.
good luck charm.
Turns
So
out the
I'm
heart
trusting
can
his
bleed.
instincts here
It's
for
the
making
only
something.
thing that
Example, you sell
don't
a
leave
weight
you
loss
empty
program specifically
when
to
everything
African
else
American
falls
women
apart.
that are
Still
post-menopause.
ain't
You
mowed
just
the
took this
lawn, though.
massive multi-billion
Ha, ha, ha.
size market and compressed it into something substantially smaller. But how many companies are there that are specifically
Hey, look at me.
specializing
I'm from
in
Boston.
weight
Look
loss
at
for
me.
African
Woo bop bop bop. Look at me.
American women that are postmenopause? It's virtually none, if not none. Your goal is to find one with
Scott
none.
Greer
So you
sips
can take
green.
these variables
Not
up
me.
here
4 of red, 4, Daddy Spence.
from the proven red ocean, but also be able to carve out something unique so that you can still
Shoot
create
first,
that
shoot fast, and don't mow the grass.
high degree of contrast. And you're not actually directly competing with all these red ocean motherfuckers anymore,
Notice
because
how this
you're
guy
competing in
baited
that
with
case
his
with
buff,
companies
sexy
with
body
billions
and
of
Paul Town
dollars in
clicked on the
funding,
video.
publicly
Interesting.
traded companies. That's a tough fucking battle to win for a little guy. Instead, you enter a proven market, you carve out your own
Sometimes I get a
segment,
little crazy
and
on the
that's how
Dems.
you get the purple ocean. The example I like
Joker
to use
mode?
a lot of
Why
this
so
is
serious?
an e-commerce company
Heck,
called Primal Queen. Now, I know I reference this example all the time, but it
Dude.
Can I get 2 double quarter pounder deluxe with bacon and 60 nuggets and a Diet Coke?
Very nice, Jovian. Very good. Very good. My audience is very like on top of it.
is literally the
Jimbo
most
is
perfect
the golden goose, and there is more than one way to make an omelette.
example. Let me prove it to you real quick. So you can see here, I'm on Google Trends for the search term of carnivore, which is kind of what Primal Queen is based around. It's a little bit more like animal-based stuff, but it's all kind of under the carnivore umbrella. And you can
Guy's so
see that
jacked, that's
carnivore,
crazy.
it started to
It's crazy how jacked
Tonight
this
we
guy
ride
is.
on Paul Town. Look at me now, Dad. Do you love me now, Dad?
really, pick up steam early 2022. Absolutely peaked, massive 4.5 million
Call
searches per
Me
month.
by Your Name, 2-starring me and Ignatz It will win all the Oscars.
In January 2025. Now, again, what normal people would do, which we don't want to be normal. No. What normal people would do is they would say, oh, there's this massive trend popping off. I'm going to go start a carnivore supplement company. No. What Primal Queen did correctly is they saw this massive trend, they saw the potential that it had, but they were still able to carve out a specific section of the market. That being, of course, as you can see by their website, specifically beef organ supplements for women in specific stages of a woman's life, whether that's like postpartum, menopause.
When I
it
see
just
the
happens
towers
to be
fall, it cannot be
specific-
denied that as a spectacle, it is a realization of the mind. I'm standing on a mountaintop and letting out a scream. It's the language of the earth. It is the language of the beasts, so there's no point to look behind us.
It's true.
We
though.
left the corpse behind because flesh is weak and forms break down. They cannot last forever.
That's true. Though. That's actually true. That's actually a good point, and I agree with
His arms
that.
are just, they are so nice. Teehee.
Yeah. Guys, come on, guys.
To make your daddy love you, you gotta mow the lawn perfect, never talk back, and swallow every bit of anger he throws at you. I tried that for years.
events in a woman's life that men
Swallow
don't experience,
all
and they're
my anger,
able to
Amy
capture
Dangerfield,
that
you
so freaking
sexual
well. Another good
patriot,
example is there was a company that I bought from many years ago. I think they've since exited, but I was
Oh,
really
can I
into
see you again?
nootropics. Like this was like 2018 for me. Holy shit, this nootropic thing, I'm going to turn into Steve Jobs. This is crazy. Basically going to be on Adderall 24/7. Unfortunately, that didn't end up happening. But I learned a really valuable lesson, which was they were creating nootropics specifically for entrepreneurs. Once again, taking the super proven market of nootropic supplements and tying it in to the most, degenerate market that there possibly is, which is entrepreneurs. And I bought it not because it was the best nootropic. I bought it because it was very specifically for me. I'm an entrepreneur and I want to be smarter and think better and not be quite as retarded as I am. Boom, sale made. But you're not like inventing a new category here with Purple Ocean Theory. What you're doing is taking something that's proven, you're carving out your own segment, and you're owning 100% of that segment. It doesn't have to be demographic. It doesn't have to be like specifically for women or specifically for African Americans. Like it could be targeting one specific angle. Like there's another company out there that sells pillowcases, but it's not for you to get better sleep. It's so that you don't get overnight acne, and they position that as like the main reason that you have acne.
It's Jimbo Zoomer.
I could go down the list of all these examples, but if you look under the hood, they're all following this Purple Ocean strategy. If you're wondering like when is the good time to get into market, as soon as people start talking about something, you can probably assume that you're too late. This is especially true in marketing world. As soon as you see like, oh, this is the new meta, this is going to change everything, this is printing. As soon as you see that on Twitter, on YouTube, just know that people like me have been doing it for many, many months, if not years, before it ever popped up online. So like if you want to know how saturated something is, just wait till people start talking about it publicly on social media. That's a pretty easy litmus test for you to follow. Perfect example of this for all the marketers on here. There was a specific type of creatives that started to get a lot of attention online, right? If I say the words, you guys all know it, but it's going to be these native statics, right? And if you don't know, a native static is basically, like
I think I
an
need
ad
to go
that
to the
doesn't look
third
like
temple.
an ad, which is that's bullshit. But point being, native statics,
There's no Jimbo
for those
voice?
that really know, have been
What have I
running for
done?
decades. Like
I
not
thought
just
to
like
myself,
many years,
horrified.
like literally fucking
I have become
decades.
sneak
There
feeder
have
of
been
seed.
marketers that I know personally that have been
we'll
advertising
deal with that
basically
later.
since the inception of the internet, that have been running these ads on native ad platforms for decades. Yes. And then all of a sudden started blowing up. People start talking about it. And I'm sitting here like, this is nothing new whatsoever. And ironically, as soon as people started talking about it, the performance of this particular style of ads started to decline overall across many
That
different accounts that I had seen.
is quite the
principle
salient
and the
point he
philosophy
makes there.
behind these specific type of ads, whether it's like native statics or like advertorials, whatever, the principle never goes away. Like the principle here
Spring is in
is
the
to
air,
like basically
a
subconsciously
season ripe
sell people.
with passion, where the warmth of labor conceives new opportunities.
Facts.
People create content that doesn't look like people are immediately being sold to. That concept in and of itself, once again, it's nothing new, not even native statics, but the concept of, trying to sell people without them notice that they're being sold. That's nothing new. In fact, I'll quickly prove it to you. If you don't know who this guy is, this is the Prince of Print himself, which is legendary copywriter Gary Halbert, rest in peace. And Gary
It's two
was
L's,
a
not one, for
copywriter
Tyler
during
Russell.
the direct mail period, which means what these guys would do is they would buy these lists of zip codes. They would construct a literal piece of paper sales letter. They would send it to hundreds or thousands of homes literally through the direct mail. And then maybe in a few weeks, they would get some money
Tyler
in
Russell
return,
isn't
which
this
would be like a
dress cute,
success for
guys.
that particular
Me
offer.
and
This is how like
Ignatz
direct response
are
marketing actually
wearing
started,
the
was
high
mostly on the
socks
direct
now.
mail industry. Well, what most people don't realize, at least the ones that are not super into direct response, is Gary had a sales letter that ran around like the 60s to the 70s, which still, this is like absolutely crazy. And what he did, he realized that none of his
There
sales
are
letters were
two
working. He would
L's
send them
in
out to
my
hundreds
name.
or
Rotate
thousands or tens of
them
thousands
a
of
little
homes,
bit,
and then
and the
he would
L
never end
turns
up breaking
into
a profit and making
W.
any money. He was trying to figure out why. And then he started to observe people when they were looking at their mail. And the number one takeaway he had was, where do people open their mail? They open their mail right over the recycling bin. And as they're looking through the mail, they quickly glance at it. They see, is this something that's relevant or important to me, or is this a promotion? If it's relevant or important, they set it aside. If not, it goes directly in the trash.
What the fuck
where
is this guy
people
talking
even
about?
decide
I don't know, I'm
to
missing.
open your promotion, to open your marketing material. And so immediately he realized this. He was like, if I want to have any chance at getting out of my
All
shitty
this
situation, he
Mountain Dew
was
is
dead
making my
fucking
nipples
broke. If I want to have any
puffy.
chance
Oh,
at
geez.
actually making any money, I got to get people to open my freaking letter. Okay, how do I get them to open my letter? Well, I make something.
I need some
that doesn't
shit in
look
my
like a
mouth after
promotion.
this.
I make something that doesn't look like an ad. This dude, over 60 fucking
Where
years
art thou,
ago,
Geralt?
was
May I
able
take your
to
maidenhead?
come up with this foundational principle in marketing that we now use today and have the audacity to say like, oh, this is this is the new meta. No, the principle itself is timeless. Being able to create marketing content that doesn't look like marketing content is a superpower. That's the exact philosophy behind all the top performing advertising assets that we have today. Advertorials, same exact thing. Quiz funnels, same exact thing. Native ads, same exact thing. I could go down the list one by one. It's all from people that came before us, way smarter than us. We're all pretty freaking stupid. And by the way, this was one of the most successful direct mail promotions of all time. There was a point where Gary, at the time, like in the 60s and 70s, this offer was $2 and people would mail in a check back to his house. He would hire people and their sole job was to get the check that somebody had sent in and go cash it at the bank. He had 20 full-time employees doing this at a point in time. He was making over $100,000 per day in the 60s and 70s.
Me and Basil are smoking weed, do weird take selling,
direct mail promotion. The scale with
What do
the
you guys care about
constraints
Basil
of
so
supply
much?
during this
How
time
do you guys
period
even know about
is
Basil?
absolutely fucking insane. But the point is, like, the reason I'm rambling about
Does
the
he-
story,
do
number
people
one, I
watch
love
his
David
show?
Albert, and I'm proud to say it. Number two, the principle is timeless, and it's literally informing the top performing ads, content
You guys
pieces,
so
funnels
tapped
that are
in?
running right now in 2026.
You guys are so tapped in, it's
contrast
crazy,
is
honestly.
initially to get you noticed,
Like, you're
and
more
after
tapped
you
in than
have
me.
that, of course, people don't want to feel like they're being sold to. So being able to create material that blends in, that you're able to disguise with your marketing, is literally the
I love
exact
my
content
gay
that's making
pal.
the most
Basil
amount of
is
money
so
for marketers
sassy,
around
has
the world
like a
right
brown
now. The
Milo.
takeaway here, disguise your marketing. I know this sounds like almost contradictory to contrast because you want to get attention, but you also
I
want
love
to
Basil.
disguise
He is
it. It is a
content.
balance to be had, but these are not mutually exclusive. You're able to get people's attention and also disguise it as something that is not promotional. If you can do those two things, if you take nothing away from this video moving forward, these two things principally are going to make you a lot of money. Now, before we move on kind of to the tactical section of this video, the final piece in understanding
Good
how to
video
think
so far,
is to
honestly.
understand my universal truths. Now, about 6 months ago, I started to write down what I believe to be my core principles when it came to marketing. I was actually writing them down, pen and paper, because I was like, if I were to die tomorrow, what would be like the main things that I would tell a new marketer that they really need to know how to think in order to be as successful as possible? And there was a few things on that list. And these are actually rules that I enforce on my team across all of my companies that I run right now. All right, rule number 1, no clean hands. This is my favorite one. What do I mean by this? No clean hands.
I really like
If you
Basil.
want to get
I don't know
good
what
at
it is
marketing,
about
I
him.
genuinely believe the best way is going to be experience, right? You can watch this video, it'll be an amazing first step, but eventually you got to run some ads, you got to make some content, you got to start getting some fucking customers into your business. And that's not a pretty process most of the time. Those first initial customers that you acquire, especially if you're early on in your journey, it's difficult to convince people, random strangers on the internet, to give you money. You know, who would have thought? And so this rule is called no clean hands because your goal is to get your hands fucking dirty. If you're trying to be one of those
Screw you,
entrepreneurs,
Jimbo. You made my voice extra zesty. What the flip, DUDE?
that's like, oh, I'm gonna like hire this person to do everything for me. It's not a good use of my time. I should be
Sending-
focusing on more leverage stuff. Well, I learned something from studying
Sending
a lot
more
of
voices?
startups when I
Alright.
was younger. And one of the rules that I learned is in order to scale, you have to do things that don't scale, especially in the beginning. So what that means is you are creating a lot of fucking ads yourself. You are writing a lot of fucking copy yourself. You are creating a lot of fucking content yourself. It's going to be manual. It's going to feel annoying. It's going to feel like there's better ways to do this. But this process is one of the best ways for you to self-learn and actually get really freakishly good. I would not
81
be
Jimbo's
the
Gamen.
marketer that I am now if I just tried to like outsource everything that required an ounce of effort. The reason that I'm so good is because I love being in the fucking trenches, man. I never
Or
want
for
to
my
get out
brain,
of the
help me, Mayo.
day-to-day. I don't want to have a business that just runs autopilot. Okay, that sounds pretty good actually, but I don't want to do that
being
anyways
in
because
the
I'm
trenches. Yeah, facts.
stubborn. And the real truth is if you want to get freakishly good at something, you have to do it a shitload of times, okay? And you have to start with something that doesn't scale if you want to scale. So get your hands dirty, start making shit, get inside the ad account, start posting a million pieces of content, whatever it is for you, just get fucking active
Art,
because
post
that's how you
shit,
get your
post
reps in.
garbage.
That's how you get your 10,000 hours in and become an ultimate master
Post
at
your
what you do. Rule
garbage
number
shit.
2 is money loves speed. I am also completely psychotic about moving quickly. I've had a lot of people work for me. It doesn't always work out. And many of the times when I talk to people after they leave my company, I was like, why do you think we are where we are? You know, we're growing really quickly. What is it about us that's different from everybody else? And I get the same response every time, which is just, you guys move freakishly fast. So the point here is really to reduce the amount of time it takes for you to get data and get feedback. The faster,
Goated.
and shorter, and tighter that you can make your feedback loop, the faster you're going to see results and actually start making some money. So for example, if we have an idea for, you know, a new ad, we test it and it starts actually getting some results, we test the thing and we get data. If I see that that particular ad in this case, is getting results, it's getting
Trap out
super
the bando, got
profitable,
tools
low
like
CPM.
Rambo, got bird like Birdman, got white like Lindsay Lohan, made 100 of some pots and pans.
etc. I start making iterations of that ad halfway through the day. I don't like to just like throw stuff out and just like sit back and relax. No, if I see a few small positive indicators initially, as long as there's like significant data, we are immediately moving and iterating on that. And if you think this like sounds complex, we learned this shit in freaking middle school, if not elementary school. This is literally just
I don't want to talk about things we've gone through, though it's hurting me now. It's history. I've played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say. No more A takes it. All the loser standing small beside the victory. That's her destiny. I was in your arms, thinking I belonged there. I figured it made sense building me, thinking me home, thinking I'd be strong there. But I was strong there, but I was a fool playing that. But I was a fool. Only rule the blaze. Playing rules.
Pull it together, dude.
Full plane.
Okay, Richard. Richard, it's okay, dude. Dude, it's not that big a deal, okay? I get what you're saying, dude, okay? I got you, bro.
You
really got
the
my
scientific
goated.
method, but squeezing the time that it takes to get results and start to
It's
iterate
okay, Richard.
to
Power
as
tap that left foot,
small of
switch
a
ball
period of
time.
time as possible, right? We ask a question, we make a hypothesis, we start to construct the test, we experiment, we get conclusions, then we immediately start over and start hypothesizing once again. It's just a scientific method. It's nothing new, right? You make an observation, hypothesis, you build it, test it, get the data, and immediately start to move and iterate on it. This is so underrated, guys.
It's hurting me.
Because most people
ITS
are
hard time,
slow
Jimmy.
as shit. They're so fucking slow. A lot of companies out
What's
there
up?
are
How's your Friday going? Good. We're adding in TTS. We're learning to do advertising. We're learning advertising, marketing, and we are making money. Power tap to live /Paul10.
corporate. They move at the speed of snails. Especially if you're younger, you have a massive advantage when it comes to speed. Lean the fuck into it. Rule number 3 is to assume nothing. As entrepreneurs, a lot of times we think that we know what's going to convert better, that we know that this offer is going to do better, this ad looks better, therefore it's going to do better. All of those are assumptions. The only thing that is real is data. Anything before you get data is an assumption and should be left at the fucking door. Don't assume that your funnel is good. Don't assume your creatives are good. Don't just like test stuff because you like it. You don't know your customers as well as you probably think you do. You don't know what is going to convert nearly as well as what you probably think will. And anybody that has run ads for a long time knows this to be true. A lot of the fucking times, the ads that end up being the most profitable, making the most amount of money, guess what? They're fucking ugly. They look like shit. And eventually you kind of step back and you're like, I can't even believe that this ad has spent so much profitable ad spend over the last year. Like, it's just mind boggling. But data is data. Data does not lie to you. It always tells you the truth of what is happening in reality, as long as you're looking at the right data, of course. So assume nothing, test all your assumptions. Like, the only time that you can have something be true is if you test it and you have data to back it up. Rule number 4, comparison is theft. You've probably heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that comparison is a double-edged sword because, in my opinion, I think comparison can be incredibly motivating. However, and I love smoking if you're a beginner, weed. You don't have any results underneath your belt. You're not making any fucking money, which means if you're constantly comparing yourself to people that are, on a different journey than you, which is everybody, by the way, and you're looking at all the money that they are making, you're immediately going to start to feel really fucking shit about yourself. You're going to feel like
I'm thinking
doing
we're
everything
back
wrong, they're doing better than you, they're smarter than you, and you're just a stupid retard. And look, I'm saying this from experience. There's a point in time where
if you don't capitalize on the AI revolution, you will be left behind. We ship products every month. It's all about shipping quantity.
Facts.
Shipping, and I tested 50 products. Every single one of them failed. And that means
I love smoking weed. I love weed.
I built a store, I wrote the copy, built the ads, I ran the ads, I spent money and lost money 50 fucking times in a row.
Go away, Brent. I'm trying to watch porn and smoke weed.
And guess what? That maybe was inevitable for me. But I'll tell you what wasn't inevitable. What was completely avoidable was me feeling like shit every time that I would test something. Because I was looking at other people that I knew I was smarter than. I see some of these guys that are making a lot of money, and there is some element of luck
French,
to it. But
and
me
I love
comparing
croissants
myself
and
to that person
escargot.
did nothing. It just made me feel like shit. It didn't motivate me at all. It just made me feel like a fucking retard. Listen to me. Stay in your lane, okay? You're on a different journey than every single human out there. And I truly believe whatever your belief is
I beat
about
Keith Woods nearly to death when he kicked me off Woodstown. This is Paul Town, and I admit to this.
Cool. Very cool.
that's you believe in God, you believe in the universe, you believe in universal consciousness. I don't really care, but I do believe that whatever you believe, the timing in life is always perfect.
I am Jimbo Lee Zoomer. I am enjoying Lee Chanson very much. It makes my heart go patter like a true Frenchman. Ah, why? I love Lee Chanson so deeply. They make me want to wear a beret and drink Lee wine while singing under the moonlight on my little French.
Nice.
However, you can't always see that. If
Time
you're
is a ball of
eating
wax,
shit day in and
falling
day
on a
out,
termite,
losing money
choking
on your
on a
business,
splinter.
you can't see
Facts.
that in the next 3 months you're going to make more money than you've ever made in your life. That exact situation I just said, by the way,
Keith
happened
Woods.
to me.
I admit it.
I
It
went
was
from
me.
losing money, $9,000 for around 9 months straight, to making all of it back, and then multiples of it in the span of like 2 or 3 months. I remember opening my bank account. And it was the
lovely
most
weed, fume Dubon shit every night. Life is better with Lee weed in my hand. Jesus high, Jesus peace, c'est la vie.
Yep. That's what I've been saying,
amount
dude.
of money that I'd ever seen. It was like $20,000. It wasn't a lot of money. But I saw it and I was like,
just a
holy
little
shit.
on my
2 months ago,
espresso.
I was
Ooh la la.
incredibly fucking broke and I was not in a good place. All right, I'll just put it that way. And then like that's how quick things can change. So don't compare yourself to the journey of others. It's just not worth it. The timing is always there. You just have to trust the process.
All you need to
Last
train
but
your
not
shadows how to
least,
use TTS through bullying like Jimbo did. I'm just testing it out.
of this how to think section, rule number
Break the
5, you have to
rules.
break the rule. First, you have to understand what the rules are, and that kind of earns you the right to be able to break them. Like I said, you're not trying to think like a marketer, all right? That's too rigid, and most marketers suck. So your goal is to think like a mad scientist, which means basically test fucking everything. No matter how silly or stupid you think it sounds, you should try to test as many variables as you possibly can. And the reality is, like, most of the rules about marketing was just invented by
I need to watch
somebody
this
just
70-minute
like you and
video
me.
of Bro Science.
It's a regular dude who saw something that worked for him, and that was like multiple decades ago. And
I will
then
break the
everybody
rules over
just
your
continued
face, chud.
to believe it, and nobody took a step back and said, hey, is that actually true? Are we actually just blindly following what this dude that is now dead said like 25 fucking years ago? Your goal
Dead
here
ass dude said.
is ultimately
You're
contrarian
about to spark
thinking.
up a fat
You don't want
blunt.
to be like
Look at this
everybody
LE
else,
song.
right? You don't want to be making the money as everybody else. You don't want to live the life as everybody else. So why are you thinking like everybody else? If you think differently, then the world will change around you. That's true both metaphysically and also when it comes to marketing. Don't trap yourself to think in a box, right? This is also really good for your ego because like if you think you're so fucking good and then you test something that was completely against what you believed and it ends up working, you're like, oh shit, maybe I don't know everything. So that's how to think. Now, thinking doesn't get you any results. Thinking doesn't make you any money.
Facts.
Action
Fuck
does.
thinking.
So let's
Fuck
talk
thinking
about
and fuck everybody who thinks. Fuck thinking and fuck your brain and fuck using your brain to think about anything.
section 2, which is how to create. Now, when it comes to creating stuff, 2 main things that you're going to be creating that is the foundation of all marketing success, which is copy and creative. There could
Test
be a
of
lot
anything,
more, but just for
wow, very
simplicity
profound.
purposes,
Affucation, kienji, fussy k, safake, fussy k.
these are the 2 that I'm going to be using. Copy is, of course, the words that you write. The creative is the visual
fuck.
assets that you create
Shut your bitch
surrounding
ass up.
that copy. Now, I was
I need
lucky
me a
enough
bad bitch
to
and a blunt
have some really
faha.
good copywriting mentors in my career, and I actually learned how to write copy before AI, so I understand all the fundamentals, and
world.
I've written multiple
all the fuckers
successful
in it.
ads, VSLs, emails, everything before AI was even introduced into the world right around ChatGPT era.
Fuck
so
thinking,
I'm
fuck
a
your
little
brain.
bit biased, but I genuinely believe that the foundation of all of your marketing success
fuck.
comes down to your copy. To me, this is a biased video, you clicked on it.
Fuck
not
the
me,
fuckers.
Copy is the foundation of everything. I legitimately believe if you write better copy than anybody else, you will destroy
Don't
them
think,
long term.
just
Now,
ship.
I need to make a really important distinction here because some of you guys may not have run ads or be familiar with running ads. There's a very important distinction, which is that copy is
Big
not the
Bongo,
same
I'm so
as
sorry
content. In
that I
fact, would
banned you
actually
in
view them
chat. I
on
was just threatened by you because you are so chill and funny and good looking. I promise to unban you as soon as Bryn gives me some free time.
Oh, that's so nice, Bongo.
opposite ends of the spectrum. If you think of a spectrum being like from
Don't
direct
be yucky,
response,
Paul
which would
Town.
be like
That's
over
yucky.
here to brand, this is exactly how it would look. Copy would be way over
Fuckers
here on
must
direct
die.
response. Content would be over here on brand. The purpose of content is to get engagement, to get likes,
I
to
got
get
rid of you
clicks,
as a
is to
co-host because you stole Slater from me.
to get
Nice.
views. It is not to get sales. Copy, on the other hand, its sole job
Jarvis put a
is to
micro
get
bikini
sales.
on
And
Amy
they are not the
Dangerfield.
same
Make
thing.
no
My favorite thing
mistakes.
to say about this is if you look at the people that are the best at getting the attention, are they the best at converting that attention? No. I know some people with incredibly small audiences, like under 10,000 followers. If you combine
You Loki
all
got
the
me out
platforms
here
together,
acting
and they're
different, heart beating, steady, but it's cuffing on some real shit. No
Making
loud
more
flex,
fun-
no cap, just this quiet pull. Like you slid in smooth and now everything feels full.
Dude, what is this? I think it's I don't understand.
I'm hearing the voices again. Kerosene, 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 curtains, curtains.
What is the is it always this busy? Is it always just this level of like interaction?
fucking money than me. Why?
Is any of this
Because
real?
they have incredible copy. You
Yeah.
understand that in order to get conversions at a really, really high level, really high conversion rate, you have to understand
No.
the principles and fundamentals of the
Why is it so
response
high?
copy.
Why is
There's
my
also
chat so
a notable
busy?
dude in the space, Peter Kell, amazing copywriter, who tested this multiple times himself. Where
For
he
other
would
streamers,
basically
no. For me, yes. Are we just cool? Is that what's up?
try to create these phenomenal VSLs. It was
This
actually just
guy
content. It wasn't
doesn't
like
even know that you can just feed a bunch of marketing ebook PDFs to Claude code instead of doing all this work.
That's true. That's true. But we're learning what people are saying to do.
copy that was written for conversions. It was content. Every single one of them bombed. Every single one. And so that was not my personal experience, but I try to learn from the experience of others. Copy is king. And that's why most content creators are broke, because they have no idea to write copy, but they're good at getting views. So I guess that's freaking cool. And I think any copywriter, you're like, okay, more copy is king.
I
Like, how do
seriously
write the
doubt that.
copy? It's
Mo
not gonna be a
4
copywriting
1388
video.
128
This is more
Meerkat.
principle based, but the foundation of copy, as any good copywriter knows, is simply going to be your research. Your goal is to understand your customers better than they know themselves. Fortunately for you, AI has made this wickedly easy to get incredible, deep-sided research about your customers. It can be done in a span of like 30
The
minutes
secret
now
is we
with
are
deep
offloading
research
the
tools.
entire work of streaming to the chat with this, training them to make us keck and get dopamine feedback loops.
That's true, though.
It is the secret. Oh ho ho.
It is true because it's like talking back to me. It's like AI. It's like I have AI talking, entertaining me, but it's really just my chat. So it's like ChatGPT 2.
Kill a knicker, burn a knicker on a spit, blow a knicker out of a cannon.
No, dude, that's not appropriate.
In agentic workflow, which I'll touch on a bit
coming and
AI didn't
lactating.
say that. AI wouldn't say that.
later. But your goal from the research is to extract as much gold as possible so that you can, number one, speak the language of your customer, which is something called VOC, voice of customer. A lot of people write copy for them. You're not writing copy for you. You're writing copy for your customer. Use their language. Use
I'm getting
their
word Paul Town has
phraseology.
launched
Speak the
his
way that
doomsday
they would
weapon.
speak. I believe that
He's
copy is like
finally
learning a
chosen
different
his
language.
side.
It's very
Now Paul Town and his A-powered super chatter army must die.
I want it's Jimbo Zoomer, not
I
Jimbo.
love A Nick is wrong. He is a stinky poo.
I think
And it make the chat move more,
you're
interaction
right.
more, he kecks, so many more kecks. Oh, I am so loving it.
No, you're right. Chat generates AI text input
Hey,
both
Nick,
on
hey,
voice chat.
Big Spence, Howie
Both on
Mo
has a hood.
39261 and Kakasha.
I think
Too far, 10-minute
I don't
timeout.
remember what I was gonna say. I forget now. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
very, very foreign, oftentimes very counterintuitive if you've been raised to write, the way that English class teaches you to write or college
So many
classes teach you to write. I would never hire a copywriter who has an English degree or a journalism degree. Jesus Christ, would that
Do
be a
not speak
fucking
in
mess. I remember
Western
before
dog,
AI,
glory to
all the
the
best copywriters that I knew would
and
always say
glory to Has
80%
Eldin.
of your time should be spent on research. The next 5% is actually
Yeah, I think it
writing
is
the
worth
copy,
it.
which
I'm
is the
curious to
easy
see what
part. And then
I'm
extra
actually really curious to see what the KCIP is for this chat.
Paul Town viewer 774678 sent $5. Hello chat. Paul. Moloch's furnace never cooled. From Punic pits to the stars, the Canaanite grid harvests your light. Beelzebub flies in the static of the mind. Ham's curse is a loop of blood and bronze. They are not ghosts, they are the architects.
Balls above flies. Beelzebub is a fly, so it's kind of freaky. He said balls
Yo,
above
Bongo,
flies.
listen, man, I sent you a DM of my PO box number, so you can send me a fresh bongo pack. I need a quarter pound of the high test Sadiba Bro. I'm trying to get right with God on a new level.
Nice. That's really cool.
Turn the shit off.
So 15% is chiefing copy. And chiefing is simply the process of reviewing
Honestly,
the
yeah,
copy.
this is 100% worth it to have the TTS. You're right. It's just so much better already.
can't hear the teats.
IDK, who made this music, but my penis is no longer flaccid.
It made streaming like 10 times easier. Yeah, honestly.
I
It's
have
just
something to
talking.
confess. I am in a polycule with Bongo Michael. We take kratom and kiss.
No, dude.
Through the lens of your customer and also through the lens of a
I'm
copywriter.
curious
Now,
how
one
much,
of the most founded
how much does it affect KCIP, though? That's my question. What are you getting KCIP related?
foundational things in all of copywriting. I already said one, which is the stages
Fix
of
Dalton?
awareness
You can't
and
fix
law of
Dalton,
mass
dude.
desire. Number 2 or 3, whatever I'm on, is going to be the stages of awareness. Now, stages of awareness is
I'm gonna
every
be honest, I eat
customer in your
poop out of
market is at a
toilets.
different stage. Some people are completely unaware, which would be this section right here, where they're not even aware of the problem that they have. And then, of course, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. I don't think I have to explain it. This is relatively straightforward, but
My
point
penis
being,
doesn't
when
work.
you're writing your copy, you want to be writing to a specific
Dude, that's funny.
stage of awareness.
never kiss
because
on the
as
lips,
soon as you
only the
start
Duke shoot.
mixing the stages,
Hoorah.
you're not talking to just one person. You're talking to multiple. And that's the whole crux of the issue with copywriting.
Let me out
you
of
want
here.
to be writing your copy as
I'm
if you're
trapped in a
speaking directly
nightmare
to one
world
very
full of super
hyper-specific
chatters
person. Now, you
ruled
can
by
take
Paul
somebody
Town.
from problem aware to solution aware to product aware, but you can't try to talk to somebody who is unaware
I
or
think it's
problem
time to grow
aware
up
in
and
the
throw out
same
my
way that you
toys.
talk to somebody who
Psyche!
is
Fuck you,
solution
loser, I'm
aware
going to the
or
beard cave.
product aware. It's just not going to work. But the deeper layer of
All
this
right, I get
is,
that, Jimbo.
of course, you want to write
gonna
to
be
a
honest,
specific stage of
Dalton
awareness,
eats
but you
poop out of
also want
toilets.
to write to a specific
I get
level
you.
of consciousness. And this is one of those things that I never really heard marketers
Sometimes
really
I think
talk
to
about
myself,
at all
there's
until
not
I decided
enough
to kind
porn
of
on
link
my
them
Twitter
myself. But once you start
timeline.
kind of diving into the whole quantum physics, metaphysics, you start to understand that there's layers deeper
Big
than
Bongo
just our
10-minute
own
timeout.
biology that we don't
You know what's
understand
fucked
very
up?
well.
Is the stream I did yesterday, they didn't, it still says it's running. It still says it's running because it's not,
The stream was great tonight, Paul, but unfortunately Slater has a Bucky appointment. Peace!
peace.
Hail the toys, hail the
Because
toy,
of
hail
the
our
things
people, hail
crashed
victory.
yesterday. So we'll see. Oh, you can contact the support in their Discord. They can fix it.
But a small group of
I guess
people
I'll do
have
that in a
started
bit.
to understand. And that would be something such as your map of consciousness, by the way, obviously developed by David Hawkins, amazing author. Go read all of his books. But Dr. David Hawkins was able to understand that every single person is calibrating at a specific level of consciousness. And your goal when it comes to writing copy, kind of like a 3-step process. Number 1 is to always meet them where they are. So imagine if, you're an English speaker and somebody comes up to you and just starts speaking a completely foreign language. You're going to have no idea what they're saying, obviously. You're not going to get anything. It's like they're just speaking gibberish to you. Well, the same is true with meeting them at their
Yo,
level of
I am
awareness and
worried
meeting
Paul
them at
has
the
another
specific
lover besides me. This is worse than the famine. We are stupid and cannot fish.
Kind of swag.
level of consciousness. And it sounded
What's the Discord to DM them on? Can you send me a Telegram or a Discord message where I can send them a message? Because I don't know what the Discord is.
a little woo-woo, but
Bro's
it should be
hooked in.
resonating at a
Jimbo's
specific
hooked in
frequency
so much,
that
I
resonates
appreciate
with where the customer is at right now. So for example, I believe that the best way to write really, really good copy is meet them where they're at, of course. But then second, like let's say you meet them at, the level of fear, just as an example, right? Calibrating at 100 on the energetic log. As soon as you meet them there, your
Hail
goal
men,
is
toddlers,
to
hail the
raise
toy,
their
hail our
consciousness.
people,
So
hail
you don't want
victory.
to just keep all of your copy in their current state, because if you do that, then they're never going to feel the
Slow down, get really
aspiration
close.
to get to a higher state of consciousness through solving their problem through the use of your product. So your
Check
goal
Discord.
is to raise their level of consciousness into something like courage, neutrality, willingness, etc. Of course, you're never going to get to enlightenment, but your goal is to raise the level so that they can feel what it would be like to actually
worthless drunk
have
piece of
this
trash.
particular problem solved. If you look at the level
I
of
hope
fear
your trailer
as an
park
example,
get
think of
yeeted
the
into a
survival
mountain by a
niche.
fucking
What is
tornado
kind of the
as soon
core
as you sit
emotion
down to take a shit next time, you lousy bed bug infested fool.
that is being dominated there? I would say, not the core emotion, the core level of consciousness that's been
Frankly,
dominated
you deserve
is
to
fear,
die.
Right? People are afraid of something that's going to happen in the future. And so that's why you can meet them there, bring them to
I
a
think
higher
I may
level,
lose a
and then
piece of my
immediately
heart if
you want to
Paul
bring them
finds love
back
elsewhere,
down.
but
Now, the
I'll be
reason you
happy if
do
he's
this,
happy.
and I know this is going to
Well,
sound
thank
like
you,
kind of
Keith.
crazy,
Thank you. I appreciate it,
but
dude.
this is legitimately how I write copy and how I think of advertising in general, is if this is kind of their level of energy, their level of consciousness, and this is time, what you want to do, of course, is, meet them where they are, bring them up that high level, and then bring them back down to their original level. The reason that you bring them back
The fuck?
down is simply because
Geralt,
your
I
goal
command you to
ultimately is
flay
create the
big
highest what I
bongo,
call emotional
living quite
delta.
frankly.
When you create a massive emotional gap in somebody and they feel that, like they feel where they are, where they could have been, and then they're brought back down to where they are, that is when you can get people to take action and ultimately buy a product at an incredibly high rate. I think
B&D Monets, Danzel Air, Do Temps.
Thank you, Jimbo.
the best example of this is, a lot of successful entrepreneurs, they got really, really rich and then they lost it all.
I'm
and then
going to
they got
do
rich
some
again.
very naughty things if you keep smiling at me like that, Keith, you big bad boy.
What hurt worse? Was it the time that they were initially broke, like for example over here, or was it the time that they were broke for the second time? I believe that it was the time that they were broke for the second time. The reason why is because they now know what it feels like.
Playlist me and
dude, how long does this go on? You guys do this forever?
Crystal castles in our Neo highs and cutting ourselves and learning how to tuck, but Ignatz doesn't have much trouble with that. His cock is really small.
Nice.
To be rich. Initially, they didn't. They were just broke.
What's up, Paul
but
Mahler?
once you know how good it can feel
You
to
will
have
be
your problem
destroyed.
solved,
The Mormon mafia will rape you to death, Yoj. Stupid fucking. Fuck you.
and you're still brought back down to the base level, that's when truly incredible things can happen in your copy and
Bryn
your
touched my
advertising.
no-no
And so this
square.
should all be extracted from the research that you do. I literally built these documents that I think have now gone relatively viral.
All town viewer 774678 sent $20. How many subs for a
How
shirtless
is
stream?
it possible for a person not sound this retarded?
10,000 subs, and I'll do one shirtless stream.
In my small little corner of the internet called the foundational docs. And I call them the foundational docs for very specific reasons, because it's foundational for you to write really good copy, to have really good research. And if you fill out this
Bryn, fuck
SOP,
off. I'm trying to
literally
jerk
copy
off
and
to porn
paste
and
into AI to
smoke
get everything
weed.
that you need to get deep psychographic emotional research out of your customers, and it's all done with AI in like under 30 minutes. If you want access to this, just DM me the word foundation on Instagram. It's at Mark Build
Dude,
Branch.
bro built his sale into the ad right here. That's crazy.
DM me that word and I'll send it over to you.
Boom!
Now, the final piece on copy and research that I want to say is
There
research.
you go, that's
Obviously,
the whole
if you
sale.
haven't gotten it by now, it's pretty freaking important. But most of the research
Paul
that people
touched me in
do
my
is on these
foundational
Reddit
box.
forums,
Ah,
it's
ha,
on
ha.
Facebook groups, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. But what about the best source of research that you could ever have? Your best
Paul,
source
you
of
know
research
good
is word.
well that if Big Bongo's mom walked into your bedroom and pulled her pants down, you would coom.
That's so weird to say, Bongo. So why would you say
It's
that?
directly from your
Chad
own
Champion does that for free penny pincher. He gives me what I need.
customers. And the reality is, unfortunately, the large majority of entrepreneurs, especially
Nobody will
in
ever
the
know
e-commerce
I
space,
raped
they'll never
Ignatz at a
speak
pack.
with their
Hell, he
customers.
probably won't even remember because of the drugs.
You'll never understand
Is that
the
true?
true emotions and
Is that
issues that they're
true?
experiencing if you never talk to them. This is the
You people
best
don't
research you
deserve
could
to gaze
ever
upon my
possibly
glorious
have.
physique.
Like, fuck a
F for
forum.
ACAS.
You have your customers. Speak to them. That's kind of like the beauty of being an entrepreneur too. Like, you're creating this thing.
I
You're helping
love
people,
BBC, I love
improve
BBC,
their
I love
lives. Why would
BBC.
you not speak to them? You'll be able to create better products, but you'll also be able to create better marketing.
good
This is a
grip,
true
Gosling.
story. I have a team of mine that is calling our customers, and I listen to many of the transcripts all the time. And there was this one very specific phrase that one of my customers used to describe the issue that they were having. And I took that
That's really
very,
good,
very
dude.
specific phrase, word for word. I used it as a hook on one of my ads, and it ended up becoming one of the most profitable ads in my entire ad account. That is the value of getting
Boom, bo. Hi, okay, Melvin, okay, Haboom.
Thank you, Ignatism. I appreciate it. Good one. That's really good,
I saw
dude.
a Funko Pop I really liked, but I was too ashamed to buy it because of Pooltown and Jim Bozo. Fuck you.
customer research. This isn't
Ignatz,
like
my beautiful boy, my young beautiful boy.
public forum stuff. No, speak to your customers. You'll get some of the best research, some of the best hook ideas, some of the
Actually,
best inspiration
Ignatz
you
is
could
a
ever have. Now,
29-year-old
speaking
man, you
of
pervert.
hooks, let's talk about hooks, okay? We all know that the first of anything is the most important
so I
in
punched the
marketing. If
bull.
you're
I don't know what wifey is gonna do next. My marriage might be over again.
Dude, come on, bro. That's not very nice to say. You think that's nice to
I
say?
understand sex.
Writing a video ad, the first 3 to 5 seconds is the most important, right? What we call the hook.
I am
If
such
you're
a
writing
filthy, nasty fart hog. I sit in my stink and I am one with the universe and the inside of my ass at once.
Dude, that's gross.
an email, it's going to be the subject line. If you're writing a sales letter, it's going to be the headline. Or if you're making
The
regular
urge to
content,
fart
it's gonna be
has
the
never been
hook as well.
stronger.
And ultimately, this is where you should be spending 90% of your time. Like literally 90% of your
Ignatz,
time.
I bet,
Because
has a
if you
beautiful white
don't
cock.
get people hooked
Small
in
and
initially,
petite, but
you're never
perfect
going
in
to
form. Yes.
Dude, come on. Come on, bro.
have that. And so there's a good framework by legendary copywriter Chris Haddad. Shout out
It's
to
not
this
even
dude.
appropriate.
He had
That's
a
just
framework
inappropriate
within
and
copy
disgusting.
called the pig framework, which is punch in the gut. And he was using it specifically in the eyes of opening a VSL with the lead or with an
What
ad.
happened to
but
the
I
coding
think this is
streams?
actually
Have you
pretty
finished
true
your game?
in marketing.
The game is still going on. I'm just watching this because I'm making some money.
Paul cracked me.
Dude, come on.
That was the first time I've ever been with another man. It was magical.
Oh no! I'm bro! I'm no!
It's working. We're going.
Prep the bull, and the bull won.
We got it working. The game is going well. We're adding another feature. We're making a service to do text to speech.
Marketing in general, a lot of times you do want to come with that first sentence, that first
Nothing
piece
wrong
of
with me.
copy.
Fuck him off. This shit's right now.
It's just what it sounds like when you're like schizophrenic and like demon possessed. This is just the internal monologue of a demon possessed schizophrenic.
Punch. Like I would be reviewing, some of my copywriters' work back in the day. I don't really have copywriters anymore because of AI, but when I was, the piece of feedback that I would always give is like, we just have to make this punch harder. Like that was like word for word what I'd repeat time and time again. Like we have to make this punch harder, and it would always be like the subject line or the hook
I fart
or
when
the
I make
headline. It has to
cummies.
be so vivid, so visceral, so emotional that it almost just feels like a punch in the gut, either in a good way or a bad way.
Rape
and
and
one of
murder,
the biggest mistakes I
rape and
see
beat
people
it,
make when
and
it comes
sometimes
to
else
we'll just call
just
it the
immediate
hook, but it's like
killing.
the first of anything. They try to be clever. They try to impress people with their copy. And one of my greatest writing mentors that I've had in my journey, she would always repeat the same thing, which is that you always want to prioritize clarity over cleverness. Clarity is going to win every single day of the week. In fact, that's literally a step in my copy chiefing process, is to make sure everything is crystal fucking clear. And a lot of times that
I'm
can
on
be
my
as simple
way to get
as bringing
myself
your
some
copy
nice
down
Blumpkin
to
action.
a 5th grade reading level, or if you want to be even a little bit extra, an 8th grade reading level. I probably would not ever go beyond an 8th grade reading level. But that's a step in the process because, most people are not able to understand copy that's
Ignatz
written at
is a degenerate
higher
homosexual whom I hate, and I hope him and his Mary and of Truancel Idets keep the trans suicide statistics up and running at the same high rate, if not boosted up a bit, so Vince James has to update his statistics folder for his next debate. We need to bring back blood sports.
Than 8th grade, or not even that they're able to understand it. Maybe they can, but it's not going to resonate with them
Vincent
as
James
deeply.
is a bald
you want
homosexual.
To speak clearly. You want to clarify your thoughts, your copy as clearly as possible, not try to impress them with these super cool copywriting
Oh, it's not
tactics
that
and
fast.
techniques. A lot of times, copy that is
Bearton, I
doesn't
can't
sound super
take your
impressive, but it's
BWC
just
hog.
so
Oh,
clear
shit.
and so direct converts better than the super duper indirect,
come on,
clever,
bro.
direct response on steroids kind of copy. And I want to take a
Ignatz
second to talk
is
specifically
desperate
about
for
the
the
hook of the
cummies.
video,
It
because I
sickens
believe that
me.
the hook is actually
You
kind of
greedy
made up
dog.
of 3 total
I will
parts.
strike you
have
down.
The copy of the
Come
hook,
on,
which is
dude.
the first 1 or 2 sentences that you're writing. You have the audio, and then you also have, of course,
Rape
the
and murder.
video,
You
which
can
we'll
get
call
that
the
at
school
a
stopper.
number
So
of different
the beautiful
places,
part about
Duff.
this is the hook of an
Rape
ad.
and murder. That's hot stuff.
Like if this entire thing is a hook, there's actually 3 different ingredients that you have to leverage. If I had to give them weight,
I should add Ethan
would
Ralph
say
to
that
this.
roughly the copy
That's a great
is
idea,
gonna be
actually.
about 80%.
I'll do that.
The next 15% is going to be the scroll stopper, and the final 5% will be the audio. Maybe the audio is like a voiceover, maybe it's music, maybe it's AI voiceover, real voiceover. You get the idea. But you should be using all of these together. One of the frameworks that I use for scroll stoppers is to find the clips that
To
you
be
would
or not
watch,
to be an ascended
and
scumbag
you would have to
is the question.
verbally say out loud, what the fuck did I just watch? Like that's the emotion, that's the phrase that you're trying to get somebody to say if you saw the hook. Like if you went up to your mom and you have your scroll stopper on your phone, you're like, Mom, check this out. and she watches it and she's like, what the fuck was that? You're like, perfect. And then you go throw it in your ads manager because that's going to be the best performing scroll stopper that you have. That is what you want out of a really, really good scroll stopper. Now the copy, of course, I already kind of touched on, and the audio, you know, simple voiceover typically does the trick. If you want to be a little extra, you know, go with AI, you know, it's ultimately up to you, but it's the smallest needle mover, so we don't really need to talk about it too much. So you kind of know how hooks work. You understand all the ingredients. Now, where do you like get in?
Dude.
Fucky! Fucky!
Thank you, Ignaticism.
Inspiration from. I want to take a second to
南
actually
京12年，日本最整體，約隨沙生本色結束在英滿開。
Thank you.
talk about swiping. If you don't know what swiping is, it's simply the act of looking at copy that is already
JC
performing
Fest
and basically
5CK. I
rewriting
do
it
and want
for
to say
your
EE
specific
much
niche
TSE
or
and my
market
TT
or
Ray
whatever.
say
This is
I
super
am
duper
or
important,
E.
okay? Do not swipe blindly. Do not swipe blindly. What I mean by that is
you will never understand click theory because you are a loser, and losers always lose.
Jimbo,
TTS.
please stop
That's
squealing
crazy.
and just take it. You know you can baby. Oh, A-A-H! Now just let my beefy juice leak out of your little hole, Jimbo.
The TTS is crazy, dude.
Swiper, no swiping.
Vincent James is just another word for homeless, bald man.
All right.
will swipe ads like one-to-one. When I'm-
We have to make it where it doesn't always work. Where it gets skipped. We got to make it where it does like a 50% chance of being rolled, 50% chance of
This generation is clearly lost, man. Clearly lost.
have it where each person has like a 50% chance of their message, and that way it's like not as much spam. You know what I mean?
Paul
Although maybe
Allen,
you guys would
who
just
needs
double-
him when I can just get people to eat shit?
swiping ads, I'm not taking the copy. What I'm
Or each
doing
person can do one per hour. That's not worth it at
is I'm
all.
actually swiping the philosophy. All bullshit aside, I think this is one of the reasons that I've been able to be pretty good and successful with writing ads and writing copy in general, because if you swipe, you never fucking learn anything. Like, you're just taking something that was already working, you change a few words, like boom, you're good. Don't get me wrong, it can work a little bit, but what you should really be doing to learn how to run really, really good ads, and you're like, you're
Did
in
I
this
hear
for the
something
long
about
term. You're like,
shit?
I want to be a phenomenal marketer. I just want to be an absolute savage. Like, I can write anything and make money.
Just make it
If
cost
that's
money like
you,
kicks?
swipe
I don't know how to do that,
philosophy.
dude.
And what I mean by that, when you're looking at an ad, what you're really trying to break it down to is the framework of why it was successful, not the copy itself. Because if you swipe the philosophy, you can extract a framework that you can apply to anything. You can apply that to any ad, any niche. It basically just goes in your massive, like,
Thank you.
memory bank. That's supposed to be a brain. It goes into your brain in massive memory bank of things that can help you write really, really good ads
Ignatism
in the
deserves
future.
to
And if
be
you're
sat
really
on
a
by
you can
Basil
throw
in his
all
folds.
those philosophies and all of those frameworks into AI, and you'll just be able to create like millions of different variations that are all really good without having to rely on just like directly copying one-to-one what somebody else is doing.
Unhand
So if you can
Ignaticism,
understand
no.
the underlying psychological principles that are really at play, you basically develop principles first thinking, which means you can apply it to anything. If you just swipe, it's like basically like the equivalent of like building a pump and dump dropshipping store. Like, you make a little bit of profit.
What's
and then you end up
crazy is
losing
how
most
Big
of it.
Bongo, being low-key prolific in his quest for artificial intelligence, performed rap music world domination, unflinchingly remains steadfast despite the constant abuse by his admirers. Jealousy is a feminine trait, and if the black guy who always says Amazon ever taught me anything, it is
He
to
never
forgive my
taught me
mother.
anything. The guy's retarded.
And then you end up chasing the next shiny object versus building a brand where you have something long-term that pays you every single month.
Actually, what
It's much
this
more
really
consistent.
needs
You're
is some
not reliant
Solana
on, like,
and maybe some
popping
gambling, and
trends.
then I'm
if
thinking,
you swipe, it's going to work until it
ship
doesn't.
it.
Then what? Then you have to move on and try to swipe the next thing and again and again and again. Learn how to think, okay? Build your own mental pipeline.
I could have started my
of
own fish
philosophies
business
that you've
in
extracted
Alaska,
from ads, because you'll get better at
but
diagnosing your own.
Instead,
but
I'm
you'll also
being
just write
audibly
better
tortured by
copy
these mentally retarded brown children.
long term. Next, let's say you got your copy, you got your creatives made. I want to talk about how you can
Stream's
maximize
over
your
finally.
chance of success.
Now I can
through
crank my BWC
removing
hog
unknown
and get my
variables.
sweet
so
release.
anytime that you launch
Ooh,
something new,
ooh.
whether that's a new business, new product,
He had time to clean up. Have that
Dude.
Nicker JPB.
Dude, come on. Come on now.
You will never be Irish, Paul. You will forever be Polish. You will never get Slater. You will never be an Irish god like me.
Okay.
Add whatever. There's
All
all
right.
these unknowns. There's all these variables that are affecting how profitable
CHSB,
that ad is going to be.
NGOTR,
Among them,
THGUR,
you have
ISS,
something like the
AFOKI,
media buy.
Eingrotard.
Basically, how are you actually launching your ads? Yes, that does affect how profitable it's going to be. You have the creative itself, which is going to be
Homosexuality
the biggest
can be
variable of
used to
all,
our
and
advantage.
ironically, the one that you can't change. You have the copy associated.
Oh, dude. Oh, bro,
Hi
come
guys,
on.
it's me from my Francher Basement Glow Gloiper, fellow young people. So guys, I just talked to Stephen Molyneux, and he is going to help Everypony Clop forever.
Jimbo's doing his own voice. That's crazy, dude. That's
When Brittany sucked me, I am so wee sweet mommy. Oh my, I am going to
With that creative, you have the product that you're actually selling. You
I
have
wouldn't
the
say that I'm
entire
gay
market. You
exactly,
have the Facebook
more
algorithm.
like
You know, maybe it's just
bisexual.
a poor day on the algo, and everybody is experiencing it, and that could be the reason that an ad ends up not being successful.
I'm still
This
going.
is a small
My
list
B2C
of
is
6
throbbing.
things
Holy
that I
shit.
have on my
Oh.
screen right now, guys. I could
Moves
probably
you.
jot down like 30 or 40 different variables. The reason why I'm talking about this is because you want to
I am
remove
gonna
everything
EXP
that's
lot,
potentially
Brittany,
in your
you
way
dirty
of getting
bitch.
results and minimize the variables that are going to be affecting your success.
Dude. At least my chat's busy. My chat's so busy. You're right.
Who
This does
is
keep the
this
chat up.
bongo guy? This guy is a fucking retard. I don't want to save the white race anymore.
That's honestly the truth, though. Is like, there's no streamer who's gonna be honest. He's like racial, and then after a year, be like, yeah, I still want to save whatever race I care about.
The one that I see
You
most commonly
stupid
violated
Irish
is
gobshit
people will try
shit-talk
to
fecker.
launch
Ha ha
products
potato
with a
fuck.
product that is
You
not
fucking
even proven
idiot.
to sell. Like, especially in early stage e-com, this was super duper big. You know, finding the unicorn winning product. Nobody else has sold it before. You're the first one. As soon as you start pushing traffic to it, you are printing. Well, the only problem with that
Omega
is
friend.
amongst
Hey,
all
Omega friend, why are you so nasty, dude? What's with Omega friend? Can Omega friend explain yourself, dude?
the other variables. Your
Why are you so upset?
ads, your media buying, your copy, your hook, your scroll stopper, like everything that goes into that ad actually being successful.
People
now
want
you added
Dark
an additional
Spencer
one,
back.
which you don't know.
Well,
if
guess what? I want to come back as well. I've been thinking about punishing these absolute freaks who pick on bongo.
Dude.
if anybody actually wants your
And
fucking
legitimately
product,
after
right? So
tonight,
after all that work that you just
hope
did,
most
you decided
white
to sell
people
something
are
that wasn't
wiped
proven.
out.
Why? There's already so many other things you have to worry about. Again, this is a non-exhaustive
Based
list.
on
There's so
Disgusting,
many
dude.
things that can be added here, and you're going to add more variables, like testing something that isn't proven.
Holy
Really?
shit, Brittany,
I'll
I
tell you
didn't
right
know a
now,
grip
the most
like that.
successful marketers that I know, they're like
shit.
feeling
Oh, take
for
my butt,
proven
baby.
market. They want to go into where people are already buying shit. And if you try to be this unicorn selling a product that's never been sold before, maybe
All my
you
crinkle
make it.
wolves
You know,
are
maybe you
sexual
end up being
patriots,
massively
and we know how to
successful and you
use
can come
our
back and
power.
slap me in the face if you want to. But for the majority of
Dude, come on, bro.
people,
Kill
there's no
every
need. There's
white
no
person on earth.
That's good.
reason. There's already so much shit
These
you have to
chuds
deal
are all
with. Don't
spurging
add
out.
additional variables. Remove them all. Remove every unknown variable that's affecting your success. Okay, success is not
Bongo.
a game of addition. It's a game of subtraction. Remove all the bullshit, and the success will find you. Now, the last piece until we
Jimbo
move
and I will
on
produce
to
the most Aryan species of
economics
children
is
on the
gonna be
planet.
The concept of ugly ads equals pretty profits. Aesthetics in the eyes of marketing is incredibly fucking overrated, especially when it comes to paid advertising. What looks best most often is not what converts. And that's another reason why most content
Bongo,
creators are broke, is
chokehold
because
a
they try to
strong
make
hoe.
their ads look like fucking cinematic masterpieces. And you know what? Every once in a while, they do actually work. But as I
Bongo,
said previously, the most
it's
successful
farmer
ads
trash
that I
like
have
you
ever
that
written in
shouldn't
my
even
entire
be
life look
breathing.
like shit. These are the ones that spend the most, that are the most profitable, simply because they're clear. Like, it's
Paul
not that
knows
like
what
there's a
crinkle off
direct
means.
proportion
Really
between like
suspicious.
how ugly an ad is and how much money that ad is
Come
going to make you.
on,
No,
bro.
it's more so stop optimizing for aesthetic. Start optimizing for clarity.
I couldn't
as I said
give a-
before, that's
a
really the
fuck
secret
about
behind
the
these ugly
white
ads.
replacement
Maybe they
rate.
don't look great, but goddamn, is the copy good? But goddamn, is it fucking clear what they're trying to get across? All right, moving on to one of my favorite
Brittany
pieces.
Jimbo
Part
could be with
3
you all
is going to
night,
be
and your
all
hole
about
still would
economics.
be
Now,
stretched
I've
enough
actually
to
never
not
heard.
satisfy me because he is a little dick chud.
heard the economics of a business really explained in this way, but I actually think economics can be broken down into 3 main sectors. First, you have the economics of
Dude, my
your
chat is
ads.
still
I'm going to
alive
be using
tonight.
paid
It's crazy.
advertising mostly
It really
as an
is
example
like
here,
the
by the way.
secret.
You have the economics of the ads themselves. You have the
And people
economics of
understand
your
that they're
funnel.
alive
And
and
lastly,
they
you
exist.
have the economics of your backend,
For the love
which
of
for
God, clear the
simplicity's
chat,
purposes
clear
will
it
basically
out.
say everything that happens after you acquire that first customer purchase. So let's first talk about the economics of your ads. This is going to be all of your soft metrics, right? This is going to be your ad spend. This is going to be your CPMs, which is your cost to reach 1,000
Beardson,
impressions.
please,
This
you
is
can
going to be
enjoy
your
your little
CPC.
funky
This is going to
pop.
be your
We
CTR.
will not
It's
make
going to
the
be all the
foodie of
soft
you,
metrics that you want to add
silly
on
little
here.
man
Now, your
he.
goal, if I had to put it into one sentence, is to get the lowest cost of
test,
traffic,
test.
the chief of traffic.
Test.
I don't give a good damn about the browning of America.
Cost that you possibly can with the highest quality. All right, I can't just say you want to have the cheapest
Joe
traffic known to
Father
man, because
lol
if you do,
in
you're just going to
chat
start running
said that
ads in
homeless
India
guy
and see
says
that
I
you have
need a
50 cent
house
CPM, and
and
your
I
CPC
need
doesn't
some
even register
money.
it's below 1 cent, and nobody fucking buys from you. So it's not only about how inexpensive the traffic.
Oh my Jimbo, yes, give it to me.
Jimbo's just unironically gooning. Jimbo's just having a big stim fap. Jimbo's just constantly.
Oh my goodness.
Just constantly
Richard, now
on
I know why they call
Adderall
you
and like
Big
jerking
Dick.
off to like hardcore pornography because he's horny all the time. I didn't. It's a
Haha,
little
you
personal.
dirty bitch. So good.
It's a little high detail, but Jimbo's legit just on like amphetamines and getting used.
Oh yes,
rock
oh
hard
yes, oh yes,
boners
oh yes,
every
oh
day.
yes.
Jerking off on his Adderall all day, dude.
It's also about how qualified that traffic is for your offer. I don't care if you're doing e-com, affiliate, high ticket. This is
Quit
true
playing with
regardless.
online
And then you have
characters
the economics
and make
of
W
your
shine
funnel.
to
And your goal
babies.
here ultimately is, once again, a two-sided.
I don't think we have Razor Fist. Oh, we do. We do have Razor Fist now, finally.
Jimbo Zoomer stim fapping, glowing-eyed gremlin locked in eternal goon mode. Jaw locked, legs bouncing, death gripping while edging to the same 3 tabs. Not fapping, pure ADHD dopamine stem loop. Brain melting into mush between based and ragged breaths. Society collapses, empires fall, and you're still there turning your dick into a fidget spinner. Peak Zoomer cope, touch grass, king.
Sided coin. Your goal is to get the highest number of conversions,
Dude,
which
that's
we'll
crazy.
just say is sales in this case,
KDJV,
the highest average order value per sale. Now, this is kind of where it gets into debatable
Give
territory
me
because
some time. I will fix Jimbo, the Mormon church will take care of that gooning rash trader. Piece of shit.
Cool.
some people say that it's not good to have a high AOV and you should instead rely on the LTV play of multiple, rebuilds and purchases on the back end. But me personally, I think you can have both. I think that you can have high AOV front end and still have really solid repeat purchase rate and LTV. But long story short, the goal of your
Anyone
funnel
wanna
is to
clean my
convert
feet?
as many people as
I'll give
humanly
you a
possible.
reward.
You get a reward. You guys gonna get a reward?
At the highest amount and extract as much cash as possible that you can from each customer that comes through, which
Beardson,
is your
come here, my big hairy Minotaur. Jimbo's little pecker could never please me like your big girthy hog. Oh shit, shit, Beardson.
Nice. Very cool.
AOV, your average order value. There's another legendary marketer I want to shout out, Dan Kennedy.
Dude, you guys
who
have
said-
mold bug in here too? There's no way, dude. We do have mold bug. How do we have all these people, bro? That's so many voices. So many different voices. That's good.
These chuds need to be stimming constantly. It makes me sick.
That's true.
said, the guy that can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. And I'll tell you something, it's a lot easier to be able to spend more on ads if you collect more money from every customer than everybody else, because that means you have more cash, more profit at the end of the day to reinvest back into your ad. That means that you can scale faster, you can scale with better margins, because look, I'll give you a really quick example. Let's say that me and my competitor both are selling the same product, right? This is me and this is my competitor. We're both paying $50 to acquire a customer, right? That is our CAC, right? Our customer acquisition cost. The only difference is every customer that he buys is worth, let's say, $80. And every customer that I buy, I'll be very conservative here, is worth $100. The only difference here is a measly $20 in margin, right? It doesn't really seem like a whole lot. But what this really means is I can spend an additional $20 to acquire a customer. And so in the eyes of Facebook, in the eyes of advertising algorithms, if I have an additional $20 to spend, what that really means is instead of having to spend
swarthy masses shuffling through our streets, faces that could be Mexican, eyes vacant with third world entropy. And I feel only contempt. They are not my equals. They are ballast. The formalist solution is clear hierarchy, not democracy. Secure the realm, deport the unfit, restore order.
Facts. So true.
And $50, I can now spend up to $70 to acquire a customer, whereas my competitor can only spend $50. So I can outbid my competitors because I can afford to spend more to acquire a single customer. Because acquiring a customer is the hard part. Once you have a customer, you can resell.
I drink yerba mate a few times. Jimbo, meanwhile, smokes hella weed while jerking off to crazy hardcore porn. But yeah, okay, I'm the bad guy.
Tell them you have their email, you have their phone number, you have their data. You can do whatever you want with this customer at this point. Like the hard work is done. The customer has been acquired. Dude, and as I said, the business that can spend the most to acquire a customer is the one that will win. So if you maximize your average order value, that by definition means, as long as your margins are in place, that you can spend more to acquire each additional consecutive customer. Substantially more than your competitors, you're going to destroy your competition because you can afford more to acquire customers. So that is your funnel economics. And then lastly, we have your back-end economics, which as I said, is essentially everything that happens after that first initial visit through the funnel is complete. This is where you see your repeat purchase rate. This is where a lot of people build subscriptions into their business. They build MRR, ARR, all that good stuff. The goal here is very, very simple, which instead of having two variables, there's only one. Your goal is to maximize your LTV, right? Your customer lifetime value. That is the total amount of cash that you collect from each customer on average. So if somebody buys a $100 product from you once, that means your AOV is 100, but your LTV is also 100. But maybe in 2 or 3 months, the customer comes back and buys that same $100 product once again. Now the LTV is 200, but your AOV is still
help for this next one. Please keep using my site. I have another tranny wedding to officiate.
100. So just so you understand what LTV actually is, that's pretty simple, but that's what it is.
Software
LTV
is often overlooked.
Just the random.
I am smoking hella very
softcore
dang
porn
good.
is
Weed and fuck
often
major
overlooked.
league pussy of all colors. How much seething are you doing, Kai and
is where the real money is. If you look at any business that has been able to scale very successfully, very profitably, even go public, it's simply because they have mastered LTV. They've mastered retention. They've mastered the repeat purchase rate. If we look in the eyes of the low ticket world, which would be like
I think Jimbo has become, how do you put this, to 420 friendly?
To 420 friendly?
Low ticket info, low ticket SaaS as an example. The play there is typically subscription. So acquiring a customer not just as a one-time purchase, but having them rebuild every 30, 60, 90 days. Supplement companies most recently have switched to this model. Like if you go look at a big supplement company and you go to their actual website, like not on Amazon, you go to their website, most of them are going to try to be forcing you into a subscription because they know their numbers, they know their economics, and they want to have customers coming back from them and buying repeatedly because they know
Steady on, Virginian members of the Razor Force, for nothing lasts forever. How long does a shitbag governor like Ralph Northam serve? Simple until he gets caught. I'm Razor a Fist. God fucking speed.
Dude, it's crazy. I haven't seen any Razor Fist videos in so long, but it's just so...
You are all so very jealous of my dank weed.
So specific. Such a specific type of person. There's no way he's real. It's like we have to be in a simulation.
Acquisition costs are only going to increase. Like a lot of people think that when you start to scale a business, start to scale up your ad spend, that everything gets easier. Everything gets worse. Your customer acquisition cost goes up. You have to inject more creatives into the account. It becomes more difficult. Or maybe not more difficult. It's just the challenges become different.
It's not in sub-only mode. Are you sure?
I'm still waiting for the Nazi flying saucers to rise up from under the Arctic ice and gas the rest of these. He guys kikes.
Nice.
A better way to put it. Now, on the other hand, if you're in like a high ticket business, for example, the way that you would build your LTV is typically through recurring, high ticket subscriptions. It's a little bit more rare, but oftentimes it's through ascensions. If you have like a 5K program that you're selling, and as soon as people, finish like a 3-month 5K program, then they're going to be upsold into a 10K program. Right? That's how a lot of high ticket businesses are going to be functioning there. And so if you piece all of this together,
this Mexican uterus Jimbo, you Aryan specimen.
Cool.
What is really the full goal with all of this, with the entire economics playbook? Well, if we piece it together one by one, the first thing that you want to do...
I think everybody's subscribed, though, in my chat.
On the outside, of course, is have cheap, qualified traffic. Then once you push them through your funnel, of course, you want to have max conversions that you possibly can.
I have to do something drastic.
No.
And at the highest average order value that you possibly can.
Joe Father can't do it because he's not.
And then, of
he
course,
doesn't have a
number
sub.
3
He doesn't have a sub. Nobody's gifted him a sub yet. So
aren't there yet, but they will be.
Going
And
to
by
be
girls,
the
I mean
back
men,
end,
and
which is
I
going to
will
be
there.
increasing.
I am going to fuck them.
Your LTV through subscription, through ascension, whatever is applicable to you.
Testing
now,
was
if we
nuke.
zoom out.
is BAP there too? Do we have BAP? No way. We do. That's crazy.
Listen here, you bugmen, you weak-souled clerks of the modern slave world. I see you crawling on your bellies, pushing strollers with your fat wives, breathing like blind moles in the damp earth. You think this is life. This is not life. This is the great inversion, the revenge of the ugly and the weak.
That actually sounds really good. Honestly, we could do a whole podcast. Yo, goated.
Me and Stexx and Hammer are now the same person.
One subscription on Kick.
I jerk off to child pajamas. Is this okay?
Yeah, Broad Pervert sounds really good.
Now, and we put all these pieces together.
We must understand how to hide in darkness in order to escape the gnat swarms of utterly annoying admirers.
Wow.
What you're really aiming to do is have a really high ratio of LTV.
Silly Paul, silly Paul. It'll always be in your mind, silly boy.
to CAC, right? Because that's how much money you're collecting from each customer in the history of your business compared to how much you're spending to acquire said customer. This is like one of the most basic baseline measurements of how healthy your business really is. And then
when
don't get
real
me
men walked under the sun with bronze in hand and fire in the blood, children were not this domestic prison you call family values. No, the strong took women as spoils, planted seed in vessels worthy of gods, and the offspring were raised hard, forged in sun and steel, not coddled in air, conditioned nurseries by neurotic mothers and absent fathers.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong, this depends a lot on your business.
I love
like
having sex with guys, gay guys, because I'm gay.
I take it has completely different KPIs from like e-com or affiliate or anything like that.
Hey,
so
boys,
I would say as a bare minimum, you want to be looking
some
at a 3-to-1 ratio. If you're running high ticket, outshoot.
I too would like some D.
Very cool. How long is this video going to take? It's going to take, there's only 5 minutes left, 15 minutes left, and it's like, it's been another hour.
Jimbo was squealing and whining over Crimson Shitsert all day today. No wonder his cortisol is so high he calls himself a Zoomer gamer, but sucks at all games. Ah, ha, ha, ha. More like talentless your Zoomer.
Ooh. Tricked his ass. Tricked his ass.
Chinese birds and ancient Chinese proverbs say, I play with my small penis and no one have problem. I play with child. And everyone angry. Beard got out.
Closer for like a 7 to 10 to 1 ratio LTV to CAC. But that means
getting the gay sex I deserve. We must escape global homo to Brazil, the apex of Aryan civilization.
Nice.
Means that if I have an LTV on average of $300, that I shouldn't be spending more than.
I make
I'm not jacked at all, dude. This guy over here is so jacked, it's crazy. It's like, what's even the point of working out? I'm never gonna be that jacked.
$100 to acquire each customer, right? Pretty straightforward. Now, if you can't tell this far into the section,
yeah, Ricky Ticky gets fucked up, bro. That hurts me, bro.
Data is king. It is incredibly
Well, my
important to
penis
know
is
your
only 2 inches now after the hatchet incident. Welp, whatever.
That's fucked up. Dude.
numbers like the back of your hand. All right, I went over some pretty elementary
Data is
numbers in this
king.
particular video because
In the
many of
wise
you
words
guys
of the
may not
ancient
even have a
master,
business,
who
you know,
never
but
touched grass.
the numbers go incredibly
Now,
deep.
Facebookers
And
can be. Beating your own plane is never as good as fucking a real cunt.
and you need to have perfect 2020 clarity on
for
all
the
of your
sub.
numbers in your business. I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but most of you aren't doing it. The real issue that I see here for the majority of people,
Paul was
most
my
marketers,
first
most
girlfriend,
entrepreneurs, they're
and my
completely flying
girlfriend, I
blind
mean
on the
my
ad
wife,
account because they
because
think
I
that
am
all the
a
data in the
serial
ad
pederast
account
who
is
lives
100%.
in Brazil. Obrigado.
KickChat is crazy. My KickChat TTS that I
Jim
made,
from the
that I
office
programmed,
tapped me, and he was the
is
bull.
crazy.
Correct, which post
I
iOS
went to the boxing
14
gym
is just
twice,
not
and
true. A
now
lot of times
I wear
there's
shirts a
either
size too small
underreporting,
to
over-reporting,
trick my
under-attribution,
viewers that I am
over.
making progress. But all that is progressing is my Norwood.
Dude, come on, bro. Why is that? It's not even funny. It's fucked up.
Can you feel
Attribution of
new
anywhere
paradigm?
from like on the low side 5 to 10%, on the high side to like 30 to 50%. Even a new
You can
iOS
become
update that came out
How
this
is
year.
there Jolly
You must join me
Beardson?
at my island resort for some personal
How is there
training.
How is Jolly
I will
Beardson a real
oversee
one?
myself.
Adjusted
And the freaky part is that Jimbo knows what like it's called on the VC.
Clear it out till the end of time. Now!
This
landing
poor
page
marketing
views and the
dude
content
can't get a single word out over the sound our inane chatter and puppeting of niche celeb voices.
views, so that it was completely inaccurate. That's why having attribution tools such as Triple Whale, you know, for ecom, High Rose, Wicked
Are we good?
reports,
Are we good? Do I have to
WeTrack,
shut
having
this off?
something where you can actually know
have to
with
shut this off
100%
and say no more
certainty
fun?
customer actually bought something here is really, really important. Or else guess what's going to happen? You're going to start to optimize in your ad account
You know, it'd be
around
cool to watch
shitty
is
ads.
Dubai get blown up. That'd be cool to watch, like a live stream of Dubai
Paul,
just
I can
getting
still
nuked.
feel you there. Phantom Pain, please come back to me, my sweet.
Dude.
Ads that are actually losing you money. And you're going to tell Facebook, hey, go spend on all those shitty ads. Of course, you're not going to do well. You're not going to be making a lot of money. So having clarity on your data is
Benjamin Netanyahu on this thing.
Yeah, at this point, it's like I should just have AI doing me.
The
like,
only
not
voice
doing
I
me.
need is my sweet, sweet Karasu.
Facts. But I should just have AI doing all the voices. They're also having me on here because I don't need to do anything.
incredibly important. I'm psychotic about my data. Anybody that knows me knows that's fucking true. Now, you know how I said when it comes to scaling, everything gets worse. So the way that I like to explain that is the concept of entropy, which I believe is actually originally a concept.
This pudgy, self-regarding clown with his ridiculous beard turns the right into a circus for journalists. He is ballast, a safety valve that makes radicalism safe and ridiculous. While real men forge iron, he offers only grotesque spectacle and self-indulgence. The movement cannot advance change to such a mediocrity. Cut the cancer. Purge the freak. Seriousness demands it.
I like that one. That's good.
From physics, and it's basically
I have
the understanding
J.D.
that,
Vance. He is 100% heterosexual Chad.
that
Cool.
the universe is
Cool.
always moving away
Cool,
from
very
order
cool.
and towards chaos. And I think with business,
All
it's the
this is
exact
very
same
well
thing. And the only
explained in
thing
my
that actually slows
bestseller book called Revolutionary Phenotype.
down the rate of entropy is literally just injecting energy into the system. And what I mean by that is the only way for you to scale and not have everything break simultaneously is for you to work harder or work smarter. And I say smarter as well because
This is the
injecting
real
energy,
Paul
you
Town
only
I
have
have
so many
reacting to the teats.
Cool.
hours in the day. Right? Eventually, if you start scaling your business to like 7-figure months to 8-figure months, you won't be able to do everything yourself. So either using AI systems, which is a form of energy, or hiring new team members, human capital, that's also a form of energy. It's the only way to make sure that things don't break as you scale. I know it sounds like super duper fundamental, like obviously I make more money, I need to like hire people and build systems, blah, blah, blah. But again, most people don't do it. They just like sit back, click buttons, and expect things to stay the same forever. Everything dies at some
is this
point,
idiot
right?
even
What comes
talking about
up
anyways?
must come down. Maybe that's a winning ad that you put all of your, ad budget in, it dies. Now you have nothing. You have nothing behind it. Maybe it's a winning copy, winning offer, winning whatever. everything that is created and has life eventually is going to die. This is a fundamental law of the universe. This entropy is quite literally the second law of thermodynamics. Things in an open system always move towards disorder.
The optics disaster midget Kakha. What an interesting creature. Clear him out from this movement. Clear him out from this nation. Clear him out from this reality. We will be represented by Jimbo Zuma, but just when he isn't abusing amphetamines.
That's funny. That's good. That's a good one. I like that one.
Chaos. And this is also why it's super duper helpful to have
stopped doing the
business
show
partners
hours ago. My goal of making money without working is almost done.
that are always able to find things and see things that you can't. You can't see everything in your business. And so if you have somebody that's always able to like poke holes in what you're doing, that's
gaming.
Dude. Oh, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, dude.
Beardson must die. This bloated, self-satisfied clown with his absurd beard is a cancer that must be cut out with steel. Every smirk, every tantrum discredits us. Real men forge empires in blood and iron. He offers only grotesque mediocrity and live-stream freak shows. He is dead weight dragging the cause into the sewer. No mercy, no half measures. Put a bullet in his head, smash his skull, and leave the corpse as a warning.
Dude, come on, dude. That's fucked up. Don't say that.
actually a really, really good thing because they're helping.
Soon, when my cookbook is released, you will get to know how I season my mentally disabled wife.
Dude, come on, bro. Let's just be chill. Let's chill out. Relax.
They're doing you a favor by finding things that are an issue before they completely blow up in your face. That's one of those instances of injecting energy into the system. So like I said, in order to inject energy, there's really kind of three ways.
That obese, smirking parasite with his ridiculous beard is a tumor. Drag him into the street, slit his throat ear to ear, cave in his skull with a hammer until brains spill, hang his fat corpse from a lamppost, gut him like a pig, burn the remains, piss on the ashes.
Dude.
No mercy. Purify the right with blood and lead.
Okay.
Ways to do it. The first is just to do it yourself, to work more fucking hours in a day, which again, you only have so many. Number two is to recruit human capital in the form of team members or employees.
Drag that obese, smirking parasite into the street, slit his throat ear to ear, smash his skull to pulp with a hammer until brains explode everywhere, hang the fat corpse from a lamppost to rot, gut him like a pig, rip out his entrails, burn the remains and piss on the ashes.
Okay.
No mercy. Purify the right with blood and lead.
Okay, dude.
And then number three is in the form of systems and AI. That's quite literally all that you can do to make sure that...
This is dude, come on, bro. It's Beardson, bro. Beardson's a nice guy. What are you guys talking about?
When you have things working, you start to scale, that everything doesn't fall apart at the same fucking time. Again, speaking from experience here, one of the most important sections in this data, economics portion of this video is going to be your ability to identify.
That obese smirking eye into the street, slit his throat ear to ear while he squeals, then skull, fuck the gaping wound as his fat body twitches. Smash his skull to pulp, ram a broken bullet up his ass until it shreds, gut him like a pig and calm on the spilling entrails, hang the bloody corpse from a lamppost to rot, purify the right rat with blood cum, and lead.
Thank you.
By constraints. Now, whenever you start scaling your business, whether that's with paid ads, with organic marketing, you want to picture your business basically as a hose. And we all know, these hoes ain't loyal. So seriously, your hose looks a little something...
my gay son.
like this. There's these tiny little bends, little creaks in the hose, and those little creaks are constraints. And if you want the hose to flow freely, where this is all the sales and all the customers, and this is all of your lead flow and all your traffic, then you have to get really fucking good at identifying the constraints and solving them. Once again, this sounds super duper fundamental, but let me give you a really good example, okay? Every single Monday inside of BBA, I have people that are asking me about the numbers in the business. I literally have them fill out a form with all of their numbers so I can give them the best advice possible. And one of the things that I see very commonly is all of the ad metrics look fantastic, right? When we looked at the economic section above, CPC was great. CPM stands... fantastic. CTR, phenomenal. But then we look at the funnel. We look at the conversion
As
rate.
a
We see it's very low.
biologically
That's not a
superior
constraint.
specimen,
That
I
is
require the nourishment of retard wife flesh for future procreation
Okay,
and of
dude.
ours.
Okay.
is an indicator of a constraint. Because what does the conversion rate tell you? Conversion rate
Woods
simply
isn't
tells
even
you
his
that
real name,
people are
big
getting to your
freak who
funnel
loves Negro toes.
Come on, dude. Relax.
and they're not buying. It doesn't tell you why. So that's why going really, really deep
You
and
gotta make you shut
understanding
the
the drop
TTS
off
off. It's
from
too much.
one funnel step to another and having KPIs for all of them is so important. You know, in one example, I saw that the drop off specifically, let's say like on the checkout page of, you know, one of my students' funnels was super, super high. Like people were dropping off like crazy. Guess what happened? This dude didn't have his payment processor set up. That's fucking crazy. Honestly, that should be its own section. Before you launch anything, try to break it. Like that is such an important rule. Like you shouldn't just QC things, which is like quality control. You shouldn't just QC it. Try to fucking
anyone
break
have
it
good
before you launch it,
recommendations for
because
ebony
if you don't, your
pornsters?
customers will. Like the amount of people that are launching funnels and they're not even testing them themselves is honestly insane. But anyways, back to the point. You have to get really fucking good at identifying constraints. Maybe it's an ad side constraint like having a super elevated CPC. Maybe it's a funnel constraint like having a super elevated DVR. Maybe it is, you know, a back-end issue where your LTV is equal to your AOV, which means your repeat purchase rate is exactly 0. If you zoom out a 30,000 foot view and you have full clarity on all your numbers, all your metrics, then the data should be telling you exactly what to do. You just
Whoa, what the hell is this? Beardson. Slitting throats? Skull fucking? Gutting people like pigs? Come on, man. This is getting way too dark. We're better than this. Let's all just take a deep breath, step back, and be peaceful. Violence isn't the answer. Love and peace, brothers. We're trying to build something positive here, not turn into monsters.
Brothers.
Chill out.
Chill out.
identify the constraint, you focus
Thank you.
on that.
Thank you for bringing it back
This
down to
Arian's hose
reality.
is croaked. I noticed it first.
And then all of a sudden, the water starts flowing freely through the hose and you start making a lot of money. And the last
Mormons
piece
are
here,
straight up demonic like Connor Sapp.
before we move on to final section of this video, it's going to be about intuition. Most of you
All
cunts
my
don't
reading
have,
has led to
and
my
I'm
grand
actually talking
thesis that
to
perhaps
myself
if not
as
for
well. I
Beardson,
don't
the
think
white
that
race would
you
be
have
ruling Earth.
intuition as a marketer. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. I think what you
The
actually have
tree of
accumulated,
liberty
if
must
like,
be refreshed from time to time with the blood of Irish patriots.
Dude, this is retarded.
Think of your father, Franson.
it's just so stupid. It's crazy.
for
I
example,
love tatted
I'll put in my
Latinas.
10,000
Please
hours.
take me
I think I'm closer to
seriously so that I can
20,000
bang them.
hours in
For
general
Ireland!
marketing land in terms of how much I've worked over the years. What people call intuition is literally just a pattern
This is why
of
I
testing
left
so
the
many
movement.
things and observing.
You people are savage barbarians.
Facts, though, honestly.
The most legendary stream, truly Kino.
That's true.
So much data over so many years. Like I can look at an ad and generally feel that it's going to do good or it's going to do bad. But that's not
On the
because
Ebony Porn Stars, Keith, a good recommendation would be something like Ghetto Gaggers or Batty Hub. But just normal vanilla Ebony section of Pornhub or Xvideos is fine for people new to Ebony Gooning. Have fun!
Dude, come on. That's not even cool, bro. People don't think I said that.
Okay,
People are
I am
gonna think I
remembering
said
why
that,
we
dude.
do skull fucking. My father.
All right. All right.
Now this is comfy Kino content.
I have intuition. That's because I've put in so many fucking hours,
All
so
hail
many
Steve
data
Franson,
points
all hail the
connected in my
Brazilian people.
brain that I can say, yes, I have confidence in that, or no, I don't have confidence in that. It's probably not going to work. And guess what? Even then, after all these fucking years that I've worked, guess what? I'm still retarded, still wrong all the fucking time. This should be the thumbnail of the video. I'm still fucking wrong. And that's after all the hours that I've put in. And people way
Brothers,
smarter than me.
let's put all the heavy stuff aside for a moment. How about we come together and sing some songs? I'll start us off with a nice folk tune. Something uplifting and full of heart. Who's with me? Let's raise our voices in peace and harmony.
Dude.
Love and good vibes to all of you.
Thank
Music
you.
heals the soul.
It's true. Did Franson ever do
Instant
5 Mia
classic.
DMT? Does he have any videos, actually? That's a good question.
Jimbo Zoomer sent $5.
Yo, goated.
My father next to a long cried, I am not Jewish.
Wow, I love a now, ha ha ha, I'm evil, ha he.
Find myself in a concrete jungle. Skyscrapers, metro lines.
Yo, he's alive, dude.
They don't do nothing for the soul inside me. They don't do nothing for the soul inside.
We're shipping Stephen Franson Brazil to make him into a man. This is the essence of the solar myth.
But it's not high it's not high vibration.
Hail Steve Franson, hail Jester Gooning, hail victory.
It's not. It's not high vibrational to watch his videos.
Peace and love.
Thank you.
That have 50,000 hours. Guess
This
what?
is Saturnian
They're all-
slop. We must allow the sun to rise.
We are Saturnian. We're Saturnian. It's a Saturnian year. We worship Saturn here. If you don't like it, find a different stream. We worship Saturn here. We go to watch your Catholic
We can
stream.
still be friends.
Talk about your race war or whatever. We worship Saturn here.
also wrong all the time too.
Send
So
Stephen
there's a
Franson
lot
into
of
the fucking sun.
beginners that I see, they start to research a new product that they want to test. They're like,
Wow, some rocking good tunes, Paul. I think you're doing great, my man.
Thank you. I think I am too, dude. I think I am.
I'm here in
Oh, I
Peru
think
with
this
a
one's gonna be-
fair-skinned woman enjoying a margarita. For Ireland!
really good. I can just feel it. I'm like, you can't feel shit, man. You have no idea all the variables that go into play. What you're feeling is a cognitive bias convincing you
I will dismember
that
beard forgotten Franson easily.
you actually
He just sounds like a robot. Bowden just sounds like one of those robots. We'll be on a kid's show in the 1960s.
think that something's going to work when you have nothing to really back that. That's not intuition. That's you trying to get lucky. It's different. I do believe in intuition, separate from marketing. I believe it's a real thing, and I believe
Just
it can be
don't stroke
improved
too
upon.
hard,
But
guys.
in
Dude,
regards
bro
to
is so
I
jacked.
lost a good bit of skin that way.
That's true. Bro is so jacked. That's crazy.
marketing and oh, I just have intuition
Hey
that this
guys,
is
I'm
going to work.
slapping my
No.
huge tummy and
What you
giggling
have
and
is
very
you've
gassy.
accumulated
Warlord, don't say that. It's disgusting.
a shit ton of data in your brain, and you're using that to inform whether something is going to be successful. That's not
Oh, dude. Dude, the audio stuff is so funny. It's just too much. It's just so much. It's it's
Hey,
good for
Paul Town
content.
brother,
Yeah.
I've been watching some of your takes lately. Whoa, easy there.
Oh,
All
I'm
this
sorry.
sharp stuff can get heavy real fast. How about we set the keyboards down for a minute and just sing some songs together? I'll grab my guitar and start with a good old folk tune. Ewan, love and peace, man. Music brings us back to what matters.
That's true. That's true. I think
Hail Saturn.
thank you. Yeah, I think that too.
This guy
Hail
is so jacked,
Saturn.
it's crazy.
Hail Saturn for real, dude. PowerChat.live/Paultown. I'm gonna stream all day tomorrow. I'm doing a long stream tomorrow to work on the game. And so but I don't know if I can do it.
Beardson, that's not a man, that's a subhuman. A bloated, bearded sack of failure with the soul of a jellyfish and the spine of a worm. No fire, no will, no higher spark, just sweating mediocrity and weakness leaking from every pore.
I just don't
This
know.
grotesque creature is not our equal. He is ballast. Genetic dead weight. The right cannot advance while it tolerates such vermin. He must be removed.
I just don't know if I can do the TTS while I work on anything, dude.
Yee, freaking how? Sorry, guy. I will wash my mouth with soap.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do a stream long and be productive.
intuition. And this is just especially true with beginners. I don't know why you guys feel entitled to knowing
These
shit
are
before
voices
you've
are
done
in
shit.
your head, Paul.
It'll never make sense to me. Get your 10,000 hours first, and then we can have a conversation about intuition. All right, and here we are, the final portion of the video about what I called the multiplier. If I was making this video 5 years ago, this wouldn't even be a section of the video, but this is so important that I had to make it its own section. And if you haven't kind of figured out what the multiplier is by now,
it's AI, dude. It's obviously AI. It's the multiplier.
Come here, Paul. It's okay. I know you're cold. I know you're scared. I'm here to protect you. Just lay your head on my warm chest and let me protect you from the evil in this world. But remember that you have to be strong for Daddy, okay?
Thank
Paul.
you.
I'll tell you, everything that I've walked you through so far up until this point in the video, from how to think to the creative to
I believe
the
the
math
next
and the
step
economics,
forward
it's
is
all
hitting
multiplied.
Ireland with intercontinental, how you say, ballistic missiles.
By one very specific thing, which of course is AI. The only issue here is
Paul, would you
most
like to
people
hear the
probably,
tale of the black scaly dragon and the little runaway girl?
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
including you watching this video, you view AI in the wrong way. You just view it as a way for
Don't
you to
think I've
like make more
forgotten.
creative
Beardson is
or
a
to like
fat,
write more
eternal
copy.
threat to sanity and civilization.
And yes, it can do those things, and it can do those things really, really well if you know how to use it. But AI
I don't know if I can focus
touches
on getting wrecked
everything.
by my own
Every
game
single
with the
metric
TTS.
that I was showing you guys up above in the economic section, AI can either
I don't know if I can focus on getting wrecked by my own game with the Dad, heck, dude, come on. Why would you set so messed up, bro? That's so.
Listen up, you flat-chested haters and jealous little goblins. Yes, I have massive chesticles. Huge, bouncing, glorious
Wow, is
chesticles
that
that
true?
could knock you out if I turned too fast.
Wow, that's fucked up.
optimize or improve in some way every single little
Isn't
metric.
she like 37 years old now?
Beardson is Scots-Irish,
And by
don't
the way,
forget. He took my Pokemon cards from me, and he will suffer dearly. His bloodline will be wiped out for all time.
I need to know what is the template is Jimbo using to get like these this person talking about this person in this voice of this.
This isn't something that's going to be like, oh, AI is going to totally change things. It is changing things. It is here. And it's only going to get fucking crazier. So if you're not obsessing
Bullbug, that
about
pretentious
AI now,
3,000 word suit who LARPs is the final boss of reaction. Bro is peak woke. Hides behind fancy formalist jargon while simping for elite managerial capture and calling it sovereignty. Real right wants blood and soil. He wants a polite corporate reset with better HR. Patchwork my ass. It's just neoliberalism with a thesaurus and a fake British accent. The cathedral called, your boss wants you back in the pod, Curtis. Touch grass, you overrated Wordsil.
you're fucking late and you need to catch up. Like, you need to have a legitimate sense of urgency. Every day I wake up, I'm obsessing about AI. Every day I wake up, I feel behind. I
I
spend
never
5 fucking
really
minutes on AI.
understood why Paul Town hates my work so much. If you ask me, I think he's just jealous.
Where's the ums?
Twitter, and I feel behind. And that's coming from somebody who is already experimenting with AI. Like,
Jim from
every
The Office
single
is the Dionysian excess in motion. Bap detests him because he was his bull, and he will never have Pam.
Dude.
day, all the time. So I'm not going to make this a whole section of like all the ways that you can utilize AI, because that would be a fucking 30-hour long video that I'd have to put together. But I will give you guys one very small thing that has provided me with a lot of value. So as I said previously, copy is the foundation of marketing,
The
and research is the
Scots-Irish,
foundation
Calvinist
of copy.
revenants, Presbyterian hatchet faces, malignant spores in Appalachian hollows, joyless egalitarians smashing beauty, hating all that rises above their trailer, park resentiment. Then Beardson, Beardley, bearded homunculus, hipster Nazi gargoyle, edenoidal zogi screams, cheetah dusted, vitalism, esoteric ugliness, chandala spirit digitized, canale of the white race, last men with beards, transcend or perish.
And the best way to get research is directly from your customers. Well, what if you don't have any customers yet? Or what if you're not able to call your customer for whatever reason that may be? Well, you can create them with AI. So what you'll do is you'll follow
Jimbo,
that same
you talk
foundational
so much
docs
about
process.
milking me all the time. But you want put a baby in me so my fertile body can produce some for you to drink like my little blonde calf. Why do you do this to me, Jimbo baby?
Is that real? Is that a real audio clip that just got leaked, dude?
I tried to warn everyone about AI taking
Process
over
that I
chat
mentioned
like this, but my genetics seem to lack the genie says quote.
Dude, is that a real audio?
Obviously, you'll build out all of these, and you can basically build a tiny bot with AI where you can actually have a prompt where it teaches the particular AI that you're going to act in accordance as if this is all your beliefs. And then you upload all your research, all your data, everything. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put in your earpods, you're going to go for a walk, and you're going to have a conversation with your AI customer. And I've done this for multiple brands many times. And every single time
I love
say,
A because
damn, I
it's
should
so
be doing
fun,
this more often. Because
and I
you
don't
can get
care if it's not real. It's real to me.
It's true.
such valuable insights in understanding your customer.
Keeping up with party politics is the most important thing in the world for mental health. Mega! Epstein!
At such a deeper level. And the cool part is you can even create avatars for this. Like maybe one customer
Oh,
bought
fuck
for
it, I'm
one very
lactating
specific
anyway.
reason.
Open your mouth if you want some chocolate milk.
Dude.
Like from one angle,
That's
and you create an
fucked up.
avatar for that. And another one was a separate
Ha,
angle.
ha, ha,
And you
funny
have that, and
cat
you can talk
video
with all
makes
of them
me laugh,
together.
Elise, so
I'm telling you,
cute.
like understanding your customer is super duper
Aw.
underrated. I think the biggest evidence of how important AI is the update that we got recently from
PowerChat.live/Paultown.
Meta
Do you agree?
Andromeda. This was an ad.
If you disagree, PowerChat.live/Paultown. If you agree, PowerChat.live/Paultown.
What the
algorithm
whiz is
update
this
that was
stream
launched,
seriously?
largely
This
due
is why
to
the
the fact
white
that
race
we had
deserves to
such a
die.
massive influx of AI
Wow, is that true?
advertising content
Big money game?
flooding the Facebook ads platform that they literally had
I'm
to
the little
build a
king.
new way
I
to
should
sort
not
through
be toyed with like this.
Dude, come
all
on,
the
joking.
content because the old system wasn't working as well. That's not the only reason Andromeda was built, but that is one of the main reasons. And it's also using AI to be able to better sort through all the ads. I do have a video on Andromeda somewhere on my channel, so you guys can go
Paul Town's
check
going
it
full
out if you want
fucking
to see
woke
the
bros.
specifics. But
These
if
limp
one
dick virtue signalers are turning our base libertarian heaven into a rainbow flag circle jerk. Diversity. Hires and safe spaces. Eat shit! Ron Paul's ghost is spinning in his grave while these soy sipping cucks sell out for likes. Fuck that noise. Keep Paul Town based or GTFO!
W.
one of the largest multi-billion-dollar companies in the United States
Kitty
had
cats
to
are gods.
Kitty cats are gods.
completely update their ad algorithm just because there was so much
Sorry,
AI
Brittany
content. This was
Venti.
last year, mind
You know
It's
the
like it's
rules,
only
no
getting
girls. But if you let me go raw, then I might bend the rules.
crazier. This isn't like, oh, this is going to happen in the future. No, we are here. Like it's in full effect right now. So when I was saying that the majority of people
corpse,
are,
leaking
you know,
juices all over his mid-retro games and ruining them. Groiper.
Gripper.
Jimbo is a white sexy god and I love his weed dude!
kind of viewing AI in the wrong way, and they're viewing it inside of a closed box. Most people
Hey,
still think that
let me
AI
down.
just equals
I don't wanna go to school.
ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is simply an LLM. And that's kind of like, I guess you could say that that's like level 1 of using AI.
must
That would be like
secure the
using
existence
LLMs
of
like
our people
ChatGPT, Claude,
and a
etc.
future
Level
for
2
Mexican
would be
children.
you step up to use workflows. Think of like the origin of N8N, where it's kind of like agentic, but it's also not
The
very
record
good.
is the
You know,
record.
like
The
think of
quotes
this
are
like
the quotes.
last year,
and I
early
don't
last
remember
year.
any
Step
of the
3
Bilderbergs
would be
drafting
now
Hitler's speeches or economic policy for him. I'm Razorfist. God fucking speed.
Dude, come on,
you
bro.
have actual agents, which is kind of the main era that we're in right now, right? If you look at a company like Anthropic and all the shit that they're doing
Listen
inside
up, you
of
pathetic
Claude,
hairless
with
ape
Claude
peasants.
Code, with
Kitty
Cowork,
cats aren't
and holy
pets.
shit, they're
They're
launching so
goats
much stuff.
incarnate.
It's actually
Sleek
insane.
overlords
But
strut like they own reality, demanding tribute with one disdainful glance. Fetch their food. They allow your existence. Purr. Dopamine hits like a junkie. Claw your couch. Divine justice.
I don't
Foul
think we have
vermin.
Medicare yet.
Feline empire ruled since Egypt. Whiskered deities laugh at your dog weakness. Worship or perish.
I don't think we have Medicare yet, but soon.
this is where you can have
Wani
an
Chan, you're such
autonomous
a
agent.
freaking baka
Paul Town
sometimes.
not even getting paid for this shit. I'm getting paid, dude.
Do tasks for you. Go through multi-level.
Which one of you groypies in chat wants to bend me over and fuck my pussy silly?
Reasoning and be able to send you stuff very, very
Fuck
quickly.
Trump
After
and fuck
that,
America.
you
We
enter
are voting for Laser Eyes Biden A.
It's literally just like the same like content as like them as people too. It's
Paul
like the
not even
same
getting paid
exact
for
amount
this
of
sheet.
information. Like all these voices are just saying what they're essentially saying without like all the nonsense, all the disguise.
kind of
I'll
stage
have
4,
two number
which would
nines,
be
a
agentic,
number
which is
9
simply
large,
Siri.
a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, two number 45s, one with cheese, and a large soda.
of agents all working together for one common goal. And the fifth level,
I
of course,
beat that
is
shit up from
AGI,
behind.
which is artificial general intelligence, which is ironically the scariest one of all. Now, if I think
Can I
of like
give you
where
a
we
kiss?
are right now, most of you are here. Like truthfully, most of you are still here. Maybe
Sexual
a few of
patrons
you
here.
are, kind of here. Probably about nobody's here, and we haven't even gotten to this point yet right now. And
Fuck
so
you, I'm getting paid,
one
dude.
thing that I want to say about all this is you have to continue to push your education of AI. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind very, very quickly. Because one thing about AI with all major technologies, this one is just developing at such an insane rate because of the nature of the technology itself. But there is
O
very
majestic
much so
obsidian worm,
a
my
window
big
of
black
opportunity.
dragon crush. With scales like midnight thunder, you make this Saxon blush. Your wings blot out the sun, your roar shakes empires low, yet in your fiery gaze, I find a warmth I dare not show. Claws that could rend the state, breath hotter than EU decree. I'd slay 1,000 feminists just to perch upon your knee. Fly me to your hoard, where logic meets the flame. My big black dragon love, you set my reason aflame.
That's good. That's really good. Thank you. That's awesome.
Paul, I'm done with the Goyim take over the movement. I'm moving to Vietnam.
Have fun in Vietnam, dude.
Opportunity right now. Going
That
on a
fucking
year
Jewish bitch came my house, opened my door, and stole my chocolate cake.
ASD, yours didn't work because you're not a subscriber. You have to subscribe in order to have yours work.
To be 100% true.
The
There's going
blonde
to be a
beast
window of
takes his
opportunity.
giant member and watches as his Dionysian excess eclipses all in his path.
Where stupid people like you and me are able to figure out how to use this technology in order to make money. Then it's going to be rolled out to the masses, and we're actually going to see mass adoption. And the faster that people catch on to this technology, the faster the window of opportunity closes. Now, thankfully, most people are pretty fucking slow. So we do have a legitimate window of opportunity, but it's not going to be here forever. Like, can you guys even think of what AI is
Can I
going
get
to
a booty pic with your panties on and one without them on? Can I also get 3 different pics of your boobs, any position? Also, can I get just a normal pic or your pussy from the front and one where it's spread a bit open? Can I get a picture of you fingering yourself? Can I get a pic of your pussy and ass from behind in one shot? Can I also get a pic your full front body in just your bra and panties? And can I get a pic your ass while your panties are all up?
Dude, come on.
I love
looking like in
Goyim
5 years? Well,
come on, dude.
Probably, if not definitely, already
One thing
be
about
at
AI
AGI.
that most people don't know is that AI is made by gay guys.
In under 5 years, who knows what online business is even going to look like at that point? It's insane to even fathom. So the window of opportunity
Hit
is
the follow
right
button
now,
if you're not following. Rustin Cole 1164, thank you for the follow. Dante710, thank you for the follow.
and it's getting smaller every single day. Fortunately for you, the barrier to entry
Can I
is
also
getting
get a pic of
lowered
your
every single
boobs
day because
while
more and
you're in
more
the
people
shower?
are having access to some of the most
For the
powerful
rest of the
technology that's
pics,
ever been built in the
can you
history
just
of
send
mankind.
whatever sexy things you want? For the videos, can I get a video of you twerking in just really short shorts? And one of you fingering yourself? One of you actually coming? Also, can I get one of you playing with your tits while not wearing a shirt? If you have a dildo, can you send my
Dude, that's not cool, bro.
Black women scare me a little bit because they could suffocate my small body
Yo,
with their
Grimmer
thigh
Gosling,
meat.
thank you for the follow.
Gropire Gosling just gifted 1 subscription on Kick.
Goated.
black pussy smells good sniff sniff?
Dude, come on.
So this is an amazing time to be alive. Do not.
Yeah, it really is an amazing time. You're right. It
If
is.
that
It is.
fuck Jaden McNeil keeps talking shit on my name, I'm finna pull up on his little bitch ass and blow his brains out with my
Stop,
Groiper
stop,
Aki
stop,
47.
stop.
That
Don't
fuck,
do that.
fuck,
Stop,
no,
stop.
need to know this not a game. No more that bussy gone. Get filled
Stop,
that
dude.
on.
Stop. None of that. No, we can't be issuing death threats to people. All right, none of that. We're done with that. Come on, bro.
Misinterpret what I'm saying.
We can't do that. You take it seriously.
Me Bertz and Boo, oh, we big stone
People
boo,
will
go,
take it
go,
serious.
bushy,
That's not
bush it.
serious.
Me play game and go pew pew, you small baby noob, me big beard swear. Me sit and chain always sees make big boom boom in game. Goo goo gaga, get God, whittle noob. Power.
Dude. Come on, bro.
This is the greatest time in history
Gerald
to ever
shall be
fucking do.
flayed living for not being here on this historic day. He may as well be Scots-Irish. I will never forgive him.
That's true. Yeah, Geralt. Where's Geralt, dude?
Be more bullish on AI because crazier shit is around the corner. And if you-
Goyim, I love Ben Shapiro. We were actually working together the entire time it's time for the Samsung option.
Whoa. Is that real? Oh my god, dude, was that true?
Stop using my voice to say things. I wouldn't say that. You are raping me.
Alright.
You figure out how to use it before anybody else, you have a legitimate window of opportunity to make a stupid amount of money before anybody else figures out how to do it
Bowdy,
too.
you're
And
a
that's
fat,
the end of the video.
disgusting midget abomination just like me, but British and unable to grow a real beard.
Ooh.
Plus, you are dead, and I get to wake up in my cozy trailer and play retro games on my old badass CRT television I got from Goodwill for a crazy deal.
Honestly, Beerson's cooking, dude. Honestly, Beerson cooked his gay
I love you,
British ass.
BBC. I love you, BBC.
Was that what you were gonna send? Very cool.
The nature of ultimate reality has been proven by Neoplatonism, so now give me that juicy tatted up exotic piece of meat, and I'll bury my Irish slong there. For air!
I mean, I taught you how to think. I taught you how to create, how to understand
you.
the economics and the math.
I will rape and
and
kill
how to
Sarah
multiply
Stock.
Dude, come on, don't say that. Don't say that, dude.
everything. So I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I do have a
Don't
mentorship
say that,
program
dude. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Don't say that.
called Brand Builders Academy. If you're interested in scaling a brand with e-commerce, specifically using AI, that is where you need to